ahoy, and good day once again to ye mateys! I be your effulgent and didactic DM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more satisfaction than rearranging all the furniture in my house, and despite not actually throwing anything out, still having more room, to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove and my Humblewood world for some more of Midnight and Madness. With me, I have my hearty crew. Haven't you learned by now that history repeats itself? It's Rachel Fuka! He's a man, Jolyn. He'll always pursue that which is unobtainable. It's in his nature. It's Jack O'Brien! Even the innocent sometimes burn at the stake. It's Ellie B! And the smartest girl in school caught cheating. It will be scandalous. It's Ro! And a D4 bonus to anyone who can name the actor who spoke all four of those lines in the same movie, no less. And while we do that, let's talk about these lovely folks, shall we? Rach, let's start with Rach. Rach, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, my name is Rachel Fuka. I'm a writer, actor, creative trash at large. I've got various assorted social media accounts at Rachel Fuka, because that's my name and no one else's. And not to sound like history repeating itself, but did you know I've written a book? 2 books, actually, but the most recent one is called Hybridize. It's a murder mystery on the moon. And it's like a cyberpunk setting, and there's cyborg people. It's sick. Check it out.
It is indeed sick. Check it out. Yeah, very good. Thank you very much. Jack, who the heck are you?
Hello, everybody. I am a little bit bedraggled and wobbegone, and I'm also a professional GM. I am the reason the stream is late because I strategically planned a nap that did not work out the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to be leaning into my Grandpa Simpson mode until I wake up properly, including the recap. So get ready for that as I write. I'm literally writing a recap as I go. I'm normally a lot more professional than this, and if you want to know for sure, you can find out at www.dungeonmasterfire.com.au or Jack Squarepeg on all the social media garbage. Pew. There you go.
Thank you very much. Ellie B, who the heck are you?
It's me, Ellie B. Hi, everyone. I do things, usually here. I will be here more often. I also am doing things with Jack that will probably be announced eventually. I think we had our session 0 last week. It was really good.
Session 0 was done. Yep.
So, yes. You can find me as at LEB94 on all of the socials, except for Twitter, because we can still dead name that one, yes? Where I'm
yes.
not LEB.
I think it's the only place you can still use dead names. I love that idea. And Ro, who the absolute heck are you?
Hi, I'm Ro. I'm a Perth-based educator and theatre maker. You can catch me on here on Mondays, although not for a while, because this is our season finale.
It is indeed.
It is, yes. You can also catch me on Jack Swearpeg's channel on amazing cowboy and Cthulhu adventures, Trouble Over Yonder, coming out on YouTube. And if you happen to live somewhere in Perth or near Perth, someone on the weekend drove from Bunbury for this very reason, you could come and see me on stage for the next 2 weeks. So God of Carnage, Melville Theatre. We are on again on Thursday night this weekend, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and next weekend, Thursday through Saturday. So don't miss out. You should at least go and check the promo videos because they are pretty tops.
Excellent.
Can vouch, it is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And Madame and Monsieur, Dharma und Herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with me lovely wife Karen, the mother of bunnies, and all my splendid friends like these lovely folks here, with which I described all of them with Helen Mirren quotes. Today, that's who that was, and it was from the movie Teaching Mrs. Tingle. All 4 of them were teaching Mrs. Tingle, and I was just like, I need to see this film. I need to say thank you very much. Yes, I need to say thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champions, to Ezekiel and to Prismatic Queen. Avast, mateys, you wee scallywags. And I also need to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we are streaming from, which in my case is the Wajak Noongar and the Wurundjeri people. We pay our respects to the elders of the land we live on, and we are privileged to be in a country with over 60,000 years of continuous culture, which includes a rich history of sharing stories like these. I would also like to remind you, please, to like, follow, and subscribe. you bloody champions. Ooh, the microbiologist has redeemed a D4 bonus. Well, who would that be for? Me guesses would be the lovely Roro, because she's the only one who hasn't got one. We have all the exclamation mark socials, if I can spell it correctly. There we are. Oh, for me, I can't have one. I'm the DM. I don't need. I'll give it to Ro. Microbiologist, but thank you very much, you bloody champion. That's not how you spell socials either. There we go. That's better. We have a Discord if you want to join us there. Terrace redeemed a D4 bonus. No!
Now you
Very
have to
well.
have
Looks
one.
like I have to have one, don't I? Yep. All right. Well, that's so helpful because now I have to put the picture on the overlay. I'll remember. And we have a YouTube if you want to check out all of the episodes you may have missed, all 170 odd. Hey Cal, good to see you, mate. We also have a bit of a specialist thing coming up soon because we are having the 4th annual International Talk Like Josh the Pirate Day Charity Marathon. It's getting to be a bit of a mouthful. But yes, this coming Friday, Saturday rather, starting at 8 p.m. AWST, so about an hour and a half from now, but on Friday evening, we will be doing 24 hours of D&D and other TTRPGs right here on Corsair's Cove, all in aid of Childhood Cancer Support, which are the chosen charity of International Talk Like a Pirate Day, or at least Talk Like a Pirate Day Australia. They're a fantastic charity who focus on a part of the cancer experience that really doesn't get looked at nearly as much, the support for the families of the children going through it, because it's rough, but it's also rough for the parents and everybody as well. They provide support, they provide transport, they provide sort of counselling and actual sort of emotional support, but also just housing for people who have to travel in from regional areas, because 90% of Australia is regional and about a third of the population live out there. So coming in for treatment for your children can be awful, and just making it just a little bit easier is really important. And to that end, we have a whole bunch of rather splendid individuals coming out to help us with that. We are having we've got a couple of brand new guest DMs who've never DM'd for us before. We've got the Castle Keeper Troll Lord Chuck from Troll Lord Games will be running Castles and Crusades for us, and Dex from Small Town Creepy will also be running a game for us as well. They're running a Call of Cthulhu game for us as well, which is going to be rather fun. Then we'll have Des from the Eldritch Scribe, who has definitely been here, but I don't know if he's DM'd for us before, which is rather neat as well. And of course, the lovely Ardana the Lorite herself will be back to run another of their splendid adventures. So Des will be running Into Osiris Part 2, or Season 2, Cursed Waters. Ardana will be running The Legend of the Folding Dutchman. Chuck will be running The Dark Tower of Sivad. And Dex will be running Spectral Tide. Then Karen and I will be playing a roll table for 2 game called Journey to Iron Scar. And then I will be rounding off the event with another episode of Hearts and Homes with the lovely Zach and Jess, the Renegade Chicken and the Queen Binch, with an episode called The Gloaming Festival, because it's that time of year in the Humblewood or in the Tangle Wilds as well. Not only those wonderful folks, but Wabberjack Wagon, Max Penguin, Tony Carstrom, the dreaded GM, Malika Moon, Owen from the Lost Archives, Agent Number 1, the Maharishi, Phoenix Iwaki, Terrace, Ellie B will be joining us as well for that, Raf, Del Red in chat, AJ Cross, Daria, Surname Redacted, Nelda Berry, and the marvellous Mike Moans will also be joining us for that event as well. Mike has donated a prize, Wooten Forge has donated a prize, Roll with Advantage has donated a lot of prizes, Troll or Games has donated a lot of prizes, and we've got a sneaky little preview of one of those to go up for a giveaway right freaking now. So let's create and start that one. If you type !ticket in chat, you can go into the draw to win a Troll Lord Games voucher. $10 at their Troll Lord Games online store, which would be rather fun. Hope you enjoy that. Melanator, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. So that's what's coming up this week. We're also on Thursday evening having the beginning of season 2 of Elements and Evil. We are having every game of Humblewood, every concurrent campaign in Humblewood, all within the over the course of this week. We had Shenanigans and Sorcery last Thursday. We are having, obviously, Midnight and Madness tonight. We'll be having Elements and Evil Thursday, and then Hearts and Homes on Saturday. It is a heckin' good time if you enjoy my Humblewood world. And even if you don't, deal with it. More stuff as well. Excellent. We've got a couple of people who've already entered the draw. What else do we need to talk about? Yes. Good morning. Can't wait for the adventure. Well, you have joined us for a cracker of a one. I'm just going to put up a couple of links in chat. Trollord Games are the folks who are providing our giveaway for this evening. Woot and Forge are the other splendid beans that we are affiliated with. They create some of the world's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories like this Jara Dice Keeper. This is actually the, not the one, but exactly the same as the one that they have donated as a prize for Talk Like a Pirate Day. They have given me another Jara Dice Keeper to give away, and that is a $200 hunk of artisan quality wood there. So deal with that. That's going to be some splendid thing. And one person is going to get very, very lucky. Every $5 donated to it puts you in the draw to win. You can win up to 3 times. After that, we cut you off. Otherwise, Wabba would have walked away with an awful lot of prizes one year. Which would have been fair, because they did donate like nearly $1,000 or something. It was ridiculous. But we had to cut them off eventually. So guys, I think that's all I need to talk about right meow. The music that is gracing your ear holes is Sirenscape, but as it always is. Jack, would you mind refreshing our memories as what happened last time? I want to say last week, but it wasn't. It was a couple of weeks ago now.
It was indeed, which will show the quality of this particular one. So, we're going to lean in and we're going to basically treat Jack like your grandfather, right? Which is that, like, it's more adorable that he remembers anything and he's around at all, rather than like, it's like, oh, this guy's incompetent. It's just like, oh, he farted, cute. Appropriate. Point being, when last we got together, the big brouhaha, the big feature of the episode was combat. We got a good chunk of combat done, and we dealt with the druids in question. After that, it was a question of what comes next, as the gang do their best to move themselves along with the fact that they saw Trish disappear. So the central dramatic question at the moment, as we cut back to our heroes, is do we talk about that? What do we do? Where do we go? And what can be done as we figure out the next steps? And yeah. So that's the situation.
Have a good night, microbiologist. Sleep well, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Yes, thank you very much, Jack.
Feel free to clarify any of that.
I think I would say is that I think the major defining moment of the session was absolutely Trish Caper being bitten by Strahd and then disappearing. In a manner that you guys have seen before, which would indicate to you that she's not dead, she just went home. That's, however, not ideal, because there aren't any vampires where she's from, and there is now, and that's the problem. And Trish is a pretty groovy person with a fairly powerful willpower, but the thirst is a whole thing, and she just got done being uncursed as well. Oh, how unfortunate. And I got to say the title of the thing, because she actually has the Curse of Strahd. Well, mateys, thank you very much, Jack. I just need to quickly mention, I knew there was something I'd forgotten, the Ukrainian people, who, as you are probably aware, are having a bit of a rubbish time of it right now, and we don't start raising money for childhood cancer support until the weekend. So, if you do have any spare pennies in your digital wallet, please consider chucking it over the emergency action appeal. There are over 8 million refugees generated by the Ukrainian war, and look, it would be lovely if we could put a roof over a few of their heads. Thank you very much in advance, you splendid beans. Right, well, mateys. May all of your little twig friends get reincarnated as a pot plant, and all your shiny gemstones you find produce fancy wines, as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting anxiety and dread, into Barovia. So, we return to the scene of a pitched battle between a group of barbarians, trees, druids, and a vampire lord, and our victorious, though somewhat depleted party. Selenox has suggested heading back to the Wizard of Wines, and Smoothie has just messaged Kesh, our lovely friend from the other campaign, concerning his concern about Trish. So, what do you do?
Well, as I was hurriedly trying to get more information as Josh was talking with the captions of the YouTube video, we were trying to track somebody. Selenox was asking about tracking Trish. There you go. Yeah. So yes. Yeah, I mean, I've sent the message. I think yeah. So I guess.
Could
I'm
you,
not sure.
could you maybe just ask Trish if she's okay with that sendy thing you got, instead of
I do not
waiting
think
to see if we can find it
I have no ability to do so now.
until you've had a sleep.
Mhm.
Right. Well, why don't we kick the night at the Wizard of Wines? They usually, I reckon they'd be all right to put us up. I could use some downtime. Selenox is like talking normally, but she's like bleeding everywhere. There's like there's scrapes, there's cuts, there's blood, but she's just like, yeah, we'll go and have a nap. It's fine.
Holding a pot plant under one arm, and there is an exhausted-looking, very battered-looking smoke dragon.
Oh, I
Like,
think he
curled
looks
around her
better
neck.
now though. Because remember, he went into the fire and then he came out all like more soot,
Sure,
like
he is
more
absolutely
real.
sooty. But he is still very tired, boy.
Okay, yeah, he's like curled around my arm.
Near-death experience will do that to you, regardless.
Yeah. So, yeah, I reckon Wizards of Wine, it's pretty close. And then regroup in the morning. Not much we can do for anyone at this point.
I think we should leave as quickly as possible.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
It is likely there will be others.
yes.
Wizards
Esmeralda would probably be the only person likely to know this, but the tribe that lives here is not just the 12 you've met. And it's entirely possible that you don't know where the others are, but they may be coming back.
All right. Let's go then.
You head back to the Wizard of Wines. It is a journey of a couple of hours. It is probably full night by the time you get there. And as you are sort of coming up the rise towards it, the vineyard is at the top of a hill, and a cry rings out. And a cry rings out as you sort of crest the hill. You brought Ez's cart, so that's what they can see as you guys are riding back in on the cart. And you are met shortly thereafter by Elvia and Adrian, the two sons of Davian Martikov. How did it go?
Well, there's no giant thing that they were trying to make, and there's no more lightning, and there's no more druids, but there's also one less of us. So, not unexpected, but could have been better.
Adrian does a head count and says, Elvia, go tell father. And Elvia, and I don't know, I think some of you have witnessed this, but I think Selenox has witnessed this. The rest of you may not have actually witnessed that these people can do this. Elvia turns into a raven. And basically, it's not I don't imagine it as a pop. I imagine it as a Animorph-style transformation. It takes about 10 seconds, and he sort of slowly shrinks down. There's popping and cracking as his bones realign and reorganiment themselves. His hair turns very feathery, and he squawks and flies back to the house faster than you guys can easily travel.
I fucking love that book series. Such a great book series.
You could never make those things today.
No,
not a chance in fucking hell. Just I was like, so this is a kid series, right? Just like, yeah. Let's have like,
there's so
let's
much
talk
trauma.
about like war and genocide and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you read it all the way through? Because the finale,
gets so many.
Dark.
the end gets
many.
dark as fuck.
Wow.
And proper trauma. Like
which is
PTSD.
hilarious because it already starts off pretty dark. It's like it's
the whole
it's like a goth just grabbing like a bucket of paint and just oh man.
But yeah, my best mate and I took it in turns to buy them with our pocket money as they came out. She was producing one a month. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which would
That's what
explain
happens
the
when you have
quality of the
ghostwriters
editing.
under the same name.
Yeah, well, and yes. Remarkably consistent throughout, though, I would argue. Though each book was written from a different character's perspective, and some of them were just better. One character was stuck in the form of a hawk, and he was comfortably the most interesting.
Bias,
Yeah. Anyway, so you get to the house, and you actually met at the door by the rest of the family. And Davian goes to Selenox, takes her by the wrists, and embraces her. And he says, "We have lost one of our family today, then."
Well, we don't think she's dead.
He tilts his head inquisitively.
He bit her, and then he sent her somewhere. So I mean, I guess she may as well be.
Well, then one way or the other, she is lost to us for now. And he looks around at the rest of his family, and they have all come out. You saw there is Davian, his two sons, and his daughter, the daughter's husband, and the daughter and husband's 4 children. The youngest is a babe in arms that the mother, Stefiana, would ask if you would hold Selenox. She would offer the baby to you. This family is all Corvum. The baby is named Yolanda, you would remember. And Yolanda is quite a sweet little chick. The rest of them, including the young boys, Martin and Vigo, all turn into a collection of crows and magpies, and a cawing begins as they all take off, and more crows, ravens, and other black-fledged birds swoop in from the nearby trees till the sky is full of dozens of birds. And then they start to form, always constantly cawing, and then they start to form shapes and patterns. Initially just irregular or sort of concentric patterns, or initially it starts at just quite simple squares and chevrons and flying V's, that sort of thing. And then it becomes more and more intricate. There is clearly a focus and to this, a guiding intelligence to it. As you examine it, you can spot that each of the family members is leading a different flock in a dance, a performance of mourning. it takes about 10 minutes, and then they land, and they shift back. The crows take to the rafters and the beams of the roof, and there is it's not perfectly choreographed. These are just crows and ravens, but there is a fairly synchronized cawing, like a 21 gun salute, but significantly multiplied. And Davian returns to his former form, pats Selenox on the shoulder, and takes Yolanda from her and says, "My thanks. The little one is too small. Come, we will raise a drink to our lost friend tonight." And he leads you all upstairs, where a very somber but quite generous meal is provided. During the dinner, he does say, Did you get to the bottom of what was happening?"
Yeah. They were trying to make a giant strad sculpture plant thing with your lifestone.
You found it.
Yeah. I don't know who's got it. Who's got it? It's not me.
Feel like
Twig.
Arena.
Arena?
Oh, Twig, I think, was cuddled around it or something. I want to say Soot got it.
Soot got it, but they brought it out to someone. I can't remember if it was Irina or Esmeralda. It was one of those two.
Yeah.
With the mage hand.
Yes.
Someone who had a mage hand.
Would have been Irina.
Yeah.
Okay, Irina.
Right. Irina will hand it over.
It is treated with reverence as Adrian takes it from you, and a hush falls across the room. They are all just stunned. It has been over 25 years since we saw that one. You have made our land whole. I must almost have to ask you all to stop being such heroic. I cannot repay you.
It's fine.
I mean, maybe you could save me a good barrel or two.
This we can do. Oh, excellent. And Adrian takes it and goes to bury it immediately. This goes in the ground now. We can start producing the legendary and lost Champagne Le Stomp. A silly name. An ancestor created. But who am I to fly in the face of tradition? We will.
Precious little humor in Barovia. Best we keep some of it alive.
This is true. Wise of you. He recognized you, I believe, Irina, as the daughter of Collian. And he says, your brother will of course be one of the first to receive the shipments when they recommence. If you would pass that on to him, I will appreciate it. And I think, look, it's probably drinking around about now. Elvir, the bottle. And Elvir says, oh, it's that bad, is it? And Elvir goes away. You hear him going down the stairs, comes back a couple of minutes later with a bottle wrapped. It's a sort of it's not a traditional shaped wine bottle. It's a sort of a bell jar, like a bowl shaped, wrapped with straw. Like it's got a straw wrapping around the bottle, and a cork. It is dusty with age, and he hands it to Davian, who says, Selenox, may I borrow your blade?
Take your pick.
Oh, a sword would be much better.
It wasn't a gun joke. I was like showing the
Yeah, no.
that I carry.
He was meaning because a
Do you want
pick is
this or this?
a pick is a weapon. Was the joke he was making? He takes your rapier and he says, "The only way to open a bottle this good," and he runs the blade along the neck of the bottle and knocks off the lid, knocks off the cork with it. And there is a small "hey" from his family, almost like it's what you're supposed to do. And then the bottle is probably not really enough for everybody to have a good portion of, but everybody gets some. As he pours out the last bottle they have of Champagne Le Stomp. He stands and says to Trish Caper, "May the skies clear above her head." And he takes a sip. And then he says, "And to us, who have heroes worthy of the name." Oh, Crispin, thank you very much for the resub, you bloody champ. Oh, the gifted sub to Quad, you sweetie. And Artius, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Fair enough, don't want to hear ads. That's fair enough. Okay. Is there anything any of you would like to do or say this evening?
Not if Smith is in the presence of these people that he doesn't really know that well.
That's fair. They have a room. A room is made up for the four of you. Unlike last time where Selenox and Trish slept here, they were given basically a space and softer hay to sleep on, that sort of thing. This time, beds are provided. They're like other members of the family are sleeping not on beds, so that you guys can sleep on beds. They're like, look, we can't repay them, but at least they can get a fucking good night's sleep in an actual bloody bed for once. It is a shared room. The four beds are put into a room with the four of you guys, so you would be left with some privacy, unless Ez would not sleep there.
Ez is going back to her cart.
Before we leave the table, Selenox would share a few stories of Trish, and ask if when you start making some new good stuff. I know you got your traditional name, but I reckon I'd drink a bottle of caper or two.
The caper. I think this is something we can do. I much prefer this. Caper crush.
Oh, yeah.
Only fair. It would not be being made without her. Cool. In which case, Ez excuses herself and heads back down to her cart. The other three of you, eventually things wind down. the family. This is a family, and you are made. It is made very clear that all four of you are considered family. Davian puts a hand on each of your shoulders and says, if ever you need a place, if ever you need a family, you have one in Barovia now. And with that,
I have a slightly meta question. Did we establish in this campaign if I see, like, because I've run so many campaigns of it now that like there's a little bit of bleed, so I'm trying to maintain what I know.
Nope.
I seem to remember that Erwin over in Valakai
middle son
did not have a great relationship with his father, and that was established.
It has been, at least partially because of Trish and Selenox being gentle but firm with Davian. In fact, the interactions regarding the stones, it is believed, or Davian's belief was that Erwin was on duty, was on watch when one of them was stolen. That was the problem. That's what set the two up against each other. Erwin has always denied this, and indeed, it was stolen by agents of Strahd that Erwin could not have detected. So the relationship is on the mend.
Okay.
The last time we were here, Trish and I told him to
get over it, basically.
His son. Yeah.
I believe there was some tough love from Selenox.
Yeah, disregard that.
Bury a hatchet next to that stone in the ground.
Yeah.
He will just kind of awkwardly kind of nod and probably as the night goes on kind of like pace, like being not really able to kind of sleep for at least a chunk of time.
Very well. Irina, how was your evening's rest?
There's a spell she's gonna cast before she goes to sleep, which won't do anything unless anything happens in the night, and then she's just gonna try and sleep.
Very well.
Fitfully, probably, but she'll try and get some sleep.
What does she cast?
A Faithful Hound, which she casts every night.
I love it. To keep watch, presumably.
Yes.
Fantastic. Is there anything you would do before putting yourself to Betty Bows?
Ez is probably rebuilding a certain body part that took a fair bit of damage last time. And why she does not like stairs. Yeah, she's probably going to spend quite a bit of time on that.
So there's banging and clanging coming from outside until about 2 a.m. Is it now spring-loaded?
Who knows?
What would Selenox do before passing out? Or does she just like, okay, I'm done. Bam.
So no, Selenox is lying there, probably listening to Smoothie pacing. Unless Smoothie is leaving the room, like she's just lying there, like, and eventually she lets Smoothie pace for like a good hour or something, and then eventually Selenox is just like, "Kid, do you want to talk about it?"
Sorry. I didn't mean to be loud.
You're fine. I'm not sleeping anyway.
Were you trying to?
Not really.
I'll sit on the edge of the bed. Two for two, huh?
Yeah. Well, they knew the risks when they came into it, kid. Doesn't make it any less shit, but... Unfortunately, it's happens in war.
Do you? When was the last time someone asked you if you're okay?
I'm sure someone has. Yep. I think today someone might have said, "Are you lot all right?" I
You
think.
mean me just now?
No, I mean earlier when we got back, they asked how it went, but
Oh. You don't have to. I guess it just occurs to me that you spend so much time cleaning up and acting tough. I forget there's feathers under all that metal.
yeah. But they're hidden pretty deep, kid. You work out ways of dealing. I hope you never get used to it, though. You won't. If we do what we're here to do.
I wouldn't be mad if you left too, I think. I guess I'd understand. Esmeralda, I think she's got bigger fish to fry. She doesn't really have a home and all that. But would you go home if you got the offer?
I sit up and I put my wing around Smoothie's shoulders. I'm not going anywhere, kid.
Okay.
How high is the window we're at? Are we upstairs?
Yeah. Yeah. You're on the you're on the second floor.
Now, I don't condone bundling up grief for too long, mate. But we got a lot of shit going on, and we're gonna need to sleep soon. So, how do you feel about a fly to get something out of your system?
Okay.
And Selenox is going to go to the window and open the window, and then she's going to jump, she's going to get on the window, put out her wings, and as she jumps, as she starts to glide, she's just going to call, it's going to be like a almost even though she's an owl, it's almost like a hawkish kind of scream as she glides towards the
Good morning, everyone. Yes.
yeah
Okay, I'll lean
something
in.
you'd hear in the darkness and think what the fuck is that?
Right. I'll jump into. Why not? If we've already woken up motherfuckers, I'll do my echolocate that I haven't done in 3 seasons. The thing.
I'm hoping this is still it's not it's not too
How
subtle-
loud do you
a
want to
subtle
fucking
level.
be?
yeah.
I think Ez is
I'll
still
match her
outside working.
No,
at her
now she's
forge.
not. Now she's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Stops for a second, like,
Because what happens
mouse.
is Selenox, as you make this call, all the ravens and crows on the roof take flight and swoop around the two of you, lifting you, like all the sort of the general uprush of air of birds beating their wings keeps you aloft significantly longer than you otherwise would stay aloft. You probably get a good minute's flight time with all these birds sort of swooping and swirling around you. As you definitely see this, as Smoothie and Selenox kind of do their own goodbye Trish dance.
Could I, as we kind of do this and all of that stuff, for what it's worth, could I attempt to try and read Selenox a bit, Ro, and see like where she's actually at? Because Selenox is such a guarded character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine with you.
Make an insight.
Is it a contested insight? Do you want me to roll?
You can if you like.
He got
That's
it
your
right.
call.
I think
natural.
a deception. Wait a freaking second.
Not too bad, but 17.
17. I wouldn't say she's an open book to you, but you can get a couple of bits and pieces.
Given we're pretty close, yeah.
She got bit by Strahd and blamfed back to Humblewood. Or flumphed. I think it's blamfed in this instance.
Flamf is longer distances.
Yeah.
Flump is short travel.
Definitely.
Nailed
I think
it,
that's the
Rick.
difference. I think it's into Palinar would be blamf
Yeah.
and flump is
Yeah.
short. Yeah. Does
Anyway, Rick?
Irina sleep through this?
Oh.
She'd probably hear it and realize what it was fairly quickly and just try and get back to sleep, but
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah. Fair enough. Cool.
Sorry.
What was Rose? What do you reckon, Ro? What do you think I get with that?
Selenox is really good at compartmentalizing.
Yep.
So, like, there's stuff going on.
Hmm.
She's obviously feeling shit because everyone feels shit no matter how much you compartmentalize.
Yeah.
But she is quite good at holding things together until the battle is over.
Gotcha.
And in her mind, the campaign is the battle, the war is the battle, not the one-off.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
never had time to deal with stuff,
Yeah.
so she doesn't allow herself to.
Cool.
Very well. As you witness this, I presume you just keep on working, but it does happen above you, unless you want to do something.
Probably going to watch for probably a couple of seconds, and then she's going to turn away and make a very concerted effort to not listen.
Yeah. Cool.
And the only other thing I can sort of see myself doing is I don't think Smoothie has a good enough clock on Esmeralda to know what like she likes to nosh, but I think he would have been paying attention to what she snacked on, so to speak, at the picnic table, and then he'll just kind of like on the way back he'll like leave it on the like by the door of the caravan as he kind of toddles back off to bed and does his best to sleep.
What would Esmeralda's favorite treat be that he might have noticed?
Probably a berry of some kind.
Yeah. Cool. Alrighty.
Script berry.
Morning.
A particular kind of berry that is currently out of season in Barovia, but Smoothie was able to acquire some in the Humblewood. Cool. Then that is what happens. The following morning, you are awoken awkwardly early by a cry. Stefiana is outside, and Esmeralda and Irina, you are both sort of, hello. I mean, I imagine the other two aren't far behind, but Irina has a watchdog for exactly this. A young boy has turned up. And looking outside, you find Stefiana cradling not cradling, but sort of cuddling tightly an 11-year-old. Or around about that. He looks. He is a Corvan boy as well, but not one of hers. And investigating, he does have the look of a Martikov about him. However, he's just not one of her children. And I think Esmeralda was aware that one of Erwin's sons had gone missing. This is him. And he looks a bit shell-shocked, but otherwise all right.
I will probably do my due diligence if I'm allowed and just kind of look over the kid, make sure that he's not, like, in need of any care that I could possibly provide.
Yep.
Yeah, otherwise, but probably like a cursory glance, like, you know, if the kid's walking, talking, doesn't have dilated pupils, he's probably doing all right. But you never know.
He is a bit sort of like stun mullet, but
I see.
which is one of my favorite Australian phrases. And speaking of one of my favorite Australian phrases, the Lost Archives are raiding as well, you bloody champions. G'day, guys. How are you, you bloody champions? Guys, thank you so much for the raid. Owen, you splendid bean. Owen will be joining us for International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Guys, we've got a giveaway going at the moment. Type !ticket in chat to go into the draw to win a Trollord Games voucher. This is our season finale of our Curse of Strahd game, and I think it's rather appropriate because I'm pretty sure you guys were playing some Curse of Strahd as well. So if you want some more excellent D&D, check out the Lost Archives. They are an Australian bunch as well, and heckin' cool folks. And it's really marvelous of you that you've joined us. Thanks very much, Owen. Tabsu has entered the giveaway. Splendid. Well, we will get on with the story. Keep being excellent. Problem is, an awful lot of things are going on in my Discord world right now, so I don't know what's relevant to me or what I can leave till later. Yes, Smoothie, yeah, he looks all right. He is slightly malnourished, but he's been missing about a week. It's not really enough. As long as someone is feeding you, that's not really long enough to starve to death. But he has not had a great time. Stefiana, while you are doing this, gets the story out of him. It would seem he was kept prisoner by a group of druids who kind of just disappeared yesterday. And he managed to break out of the little cage that they had kept him in. He was in crow form, and difficult to get out of such a thing in a short period of time with people constantly checking up on you. But if left for a good solid 7 or 8 hours, a crow with a person's brain can absolutely figure that shit out. Kid managed to get out and fly home this morning, and he is indeed, he names himself Brom, and he is the elder of Erwin's sons. And Davian sort of seizes him into a large hug as well. Well, more good news, and like I say, my family can offer you nothing further. But it would seem he is safe thanks to you.
What? How did you? What happened, kid? You went to visit the.
I was not trying to snoop. I was bringing a message from my father. When I got it was a net. There was lightning. I was curious. I deviated south a little, but no, I did not get anywhere near it. And then a net was sort of fired at me as I stooped low, and I wake up in a cage. The cage was strong enough that I didn't want to break out by changing without I did not think I could get away. So I remained a crow until it looked like the coast was clear.
What was the message?
A letter from my father. I don't have it anymore, grandfather. I'm sorry. I didn't read it, so I don't know what it said. But before I left, my father did tell me to hug you. And he says this to Davian, and Davian says, "Ah," and drags the boy into another hug.
He'll look, Smithy will look away from that interaction. Just kind of like, yeah.
Not Brom. This boy is Brom. He's got no relation to the Vulpin in the other campaign. Smithy, you would notice there is a couple of scratches and bruises in roughly the shape of bars along him. What he did to escape was effectively just turn into a boy again, which kind of burst the cage. He's 11. 11.
Okay, so I think we need 50 cc's of cake stat, please. Yes.
A valid plan, yes. Do you happen to have any, or we will have to have one made?
Make it happen.
Nanakai, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Don't forget to type !ticket in chat, Nanakai. We have a giveaway going at the moment for a Troll Lord Games voucher. Yes, a cake is duly provided, and it takes about 25-30 minutes to make a... It is the fastest cake possible. But
cake,
yes,
I assume.
Yeah. It's not that, I mean, cake here is, there aren't that very many sweet things in Barovia.
Yeah.
It's probably a berry-based confection. The boy looks significantly better for a hearty meal. And Davian says, "Could I trouble you if you're heading that direction to guide the boy home? He is a brave lad, but I think a little shaken."
Well, does.
Sure. Important job.
Sut.
You gotta sit with the boy. Keep him safe.
Sut.
Keep him cheerful.
Sut.
What? That's a great job.
Sut. You hear in your head, no, it's fine.
What else?
Nancy, mate. Get a level of 3 and then talk to
Like,
us
you were
now.
like, important job is like, Soot! And Soot, like, puffs out his chest, and you're like, you've got to make sure the boy is happy. And he's like, Soot! That's, like, yeah, alright, but don't, like, build it up to be something it's not.
Soot, the most important things are keeping people happy.
Morale of war.
Soot runs up Selenox's wing and like curls around her neck. Like he's got a very long body, I imagine, and like so he can do two full loops of Selenox's neck with his body, and sort of but he runs around her head about 3 or 4 times in a very playful manner before his eyes meet yours, and he says, "Soot."
Good job, lad.
And then he sort of flutters over to Brom's shoulders, and Brom, who is like being comforted by his cousins, or just generally like hung out with by Claudio, who is roughly his age and has missed him, is rather taken with this soot dragon, he is entertained until you guys go to leave, basically.
Once we unless there's like any other like NPC's business, I'll probably like when we have a moment, I'll probably like talk to everyone, and he's kind of doing his best Cell impression to keep what happened yesterday in yesterday. So like he's like trying his best to kind of like not acting like her, but like okay, all right, like let's try and do it this way, and he does say, once we drop off the kid at Valakai, I think I know what the next step is, but I'm not a fan.
We need to go to the place where there's likely to be information.
Well, the card gives some the reading we got gave us some very specific notes. I think we've gotten everything that we can get, apart from maybe getting some help from those knights if we get that skull out. The only other thing is, to be honest, what I've been putting off. And I imagine you would too, Irina. We've got a... Do you know an Aragal? She wouldn't know it? Wouldn't they be from the same camp?
No. She's not a Vistana.
So, who am I talking to? Sorry, not Irina. Esmeralda. That's what I meant. I'm tired, guys. Yeah, so I was addressing Esmeralda. That's my bad.
And I don't think so. Ez and I discussed this before we went live. I don't think she's from that camp.
Okay. Well, in that case, I would ask the question anyway, but just I'll just basically say he's a Vistani, and the camp by the river, I think it's probably where we'll find him. We're destined to be his pal, even though the card itself says he's a jerk.
When are they not?
Wouldn't be the first jerk we were pals with.
Wouldn't be the first Vistani jerk I've met.
Before we head that way, though, are you all what's the word? Fueled up? I don't know how this magic shit works.
Am I?
Did you sleep enough that you can? I mean, I know we're going, and that's fine. But we were gonna check in with, well, see if she answers as her.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I do it instead of you? I don't know. Like I said, don't know how that shit works. But if you don't
can, we've done it before, but
whatever's best for you, mate.
That's fine. I'll do it. It's okay. And I'll close my eyes.
Can I metagame for a second here?
Yeah.
I feel like
Maybe.
I feel like in a world where these guys are coming up against lots of mind things, I feel like they'd have some sort of like safe word or something in place. We've totally never talked about it. So it's totally fine. We have not talked about it. But I wonder if there's something that we had set up that...
There's plenty about Trish
like,
that you guys would know that Strahd would not. Would be, if without metagaming it too much, that you could ask her about stuff that you would know about her that Strahd would not necessarily. So
but I guess
the thing is, if she's under his command, she would also use the safe word, I suppose, would be...
Yeah, exactly.
That's
what I'm trying to... Would she know all the things that she would normally know if she's under Strahd's control?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it doesn't... Yeah, okay. I was trying to understand that.
It's not just like he's puppeting her. It would be more like he gives her an order that she cannot really disobey, would be your assumption.
I've already kind of done a bit of contingency in that respect, talking to Kesh. So I've already put them on alert regardless. Worst case scenario. So basically, unless there's specific information you want me to give her, I'll just close my eyes and talk to her.
Just check she's okay.
Yeah, his breath is kind of a little rattly as he's like trying to kind of, you know, get himself under control to make the connection. I need to roll first because it's an interplanar thingy. It's a 5% chance of not working, which is fine. 24. Hi, Trish. Sorry I didn't call you before. I couldn't. We're okay. We just want to know if you're okay. Head for the wood. Kesh knows you're out there. I don't know if I can get you back. Just be safe till we see each other again. And I'll kind of let it trail off after that.
Yeah. Rach, you do receive this. Trish would receive this, and is within her own mind. She is not compelled in any significant way to not respond or anything like that, so you can absolutely respond. For you, it is about early evening of the day you woke up. Time difference between is a bit fucky. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, and yeah, you have not actually managed to find any settlements or anything. You're outside the normal, like, yeah, it's not a hugely populous area that you're in, but you are definitely in the Everden. And so, yeah, you've sort of set up camp and caught yourself a fish, and you're slow cooking it over a small fire when this hits you.
Can I send a message back?
You can. 25 words.
I think, I don't know if you've contacted, I've contacted you, but you've seen it work before, and I might have even, in fact, I think you did the, so 25 words.
Yeah. Glad you're well. I won't be seeking out Kesh. I thought I knew what anger was. A weapon. It is sickness. And I'm stricken.
Very cool. That is what you get back, Smithy.
He acts like he's been like punched in the stomach, like it's a real. She's okay. No, she's not. But I have told Kesh, and I think Trish is doing her best.
Was she
She knows.
Was she her?
Yeah. And I'm not sure that's a great thing right now. She's turned her anger in. She might just be separating herself. Or she might be doing something worse.
All right. But she's alive.
Yeah.
She's her. And she's gotten out a... few scrapes.
She's awake. She's alive. That's all I can say. I don't know what is happening to her. I just know that he bit her and then he sent her, and I have to imagine that's because he wants to torture us.
Alright, well, let's not give him the satisfaction. To Valipar, then. Fuck, I hate that place. Selenox starts, like, doing all, like...
What do you mean?
Try just to get ready.
Cool. You...
Would now be a good time to take a break?
Yes, I was going to say. So you have a relatively uneventful 2.5 day journey up to Valakai, during which you can do stuff if you want, but otherwise time would just sort of jump ahead, and I think we'll have a little breaklet there. So back in 5 to 10, everybody. Have a little biology break, and we'll see you very shortly. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Avast and ahoy, mateys. We'll be back for a little bit more Humblewood. Yes, the gang has just reached the outskirts of Valakai, about 2.5 days after they set off from the Wizard of Wines, and have a pleasant evening, morning celebrating their good friend Trish, a slightly problematic morning thereafter, and now they have a small boy with them. Yes, Selenox.
Long rest?
Yes, obviously a long rest
Yeah.
at some point in the last 2.5 days.
All right. I always
Depends,
check before I
Yep.
press.
No, I
That's a good
appreciate it.
question.
Thank you.
That's a good question.
So outside Valakai, probably about an hour's ride/walk, you encounter two familiar faces. Erwin and his wife, Danica Martikov, who have been told by Davian, who sent a crow, that you are on your way with Brom. So they knew to come out and meet you, and they have done so. And Danica just swoops the boy up into a massive hug, and Erwin nods at his son, and then pretty much does the exact same thing to you guys. It is big hugs all round and gratitude. This was there is nothing quite like losing one's child. I now have some idea of what my father must have gone through. Interesting. My thanks, my friends. There is interesting news for you. The Vistani
gods.
are looking. The Vistani are looking for something. The Vistani near here are looking for something very valuable. They have been so for at least a day now. Useful people to have owe you something, yes? If you can perhaps do what they need, they would owe you a favor.
Well,
Hell of a lot more than that.
Do you know what they're looking for?
This I have not been able to learn yet.
yeah.
They don't like crows. But their movements have been very notable. There
I was
is
always
never
told,
more than
don't trust a Vistani further than you can throw them, and I plan to keep to it, but as it turns out, we have to chat with them anyway. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. And then we are at that is good. Well, I have a small business to run. Enjoy yourselves. Have a pleasant day in happy Valakai.
Hopefully we'll see you later.
I would love this.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Actually,
maybe early.
Scowl the entire time.
Are we? We're not
maybe
actually
leave you
in.
at the city gates.
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
not
We're not
in
actually
Valakai
in
yet.
I don't need to yet.
No.
Oh, okay,
Um,
great. Well, then we don't even need to go into town.
No, no.
That's awesome. I do have a meta question. Sorry. I got Smoothie was so focused on people pleasing that I forgot one important thing that's actually relevant, especially given how that last combat went. I think he would have purchased potions, but I'm not sure. In the Humblewood, I know they're much more accessible. I just didn't mention it.
Right.
Do you,
You
want
could probably
to?
have done. I mean, Valakai is probably the place to buy them.
Oh, you can actually get them here. Great.
I'd have thought so.
know
Crest,
that.
you probably could. They would be quite expensive, but
Yeah.
The Burgermeister would absolutely open up what stores he has to you
Yeah.
for verging on reasonable prices. But Valakai is a much larger town.
Yeah,
so if
I'll
you're
be
going to acquire
transparent. I have no idea what our current coin amount is, but we stole a lot of shit from that
Oh,
Amber Temple, so I
you were
imagine we're
absurdly
converting
wealthy.
it into useful stuff.
Yeah.
So
I don't know quite how much you guys have either. I was hoping one of you was keeping track of that.
I think we did, and then we stopped. It's just the downside of having months
breaks.
apart
Yeah.
and then coming back to it. I have no idea where the information is anymore.
There's a spot on your character sheet for it. I don't know if any of you utilized that.
I have 61 gold in my character thing,
Right.
and then I have notes here about somewhere I'd have to go back, but I did write down all the things we have.
It
as
was
well
definitely
in
to the
book.
tune of several thousand.
Yeah.
Oh, that much. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There was.
So in the interim, shall I say I came back from Humblewood and what seems like reasonable? Like I think he would have gotten like at least 4 regular and
As I
maybe a couple
recall,
of graders.
You did spend some of it on
Yeah.
ingredients and spell focuses and stuff like that. You
Spell
acquired
focuses,
the scrying.
Yeah.
That was
We spent a
500
bunch
GP.
on diamonds and shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
did.
yeah.
So
I
it's
think that's
entirely
where my
possible,
math-
actually, that you are.
I ain't got none of that shit.
I think that's where my math
That
left my
shit's in
brain.
Humblewood now.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might well be why you do actually. You're not. I wouldn't say you're nowhere near broke, but I don't think you're anywhere near
Right.
that wealthy now.
Yeah, because
No.
we sold a
That's
bunch
fair.
of stuff, and that was 1,300 gold pieces, and then we
Right.
bought stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
Oh.
So
I
yeah,
think
long story
Irina's
short,
got that Burgermeister inheritance money, probably.
Yeah.
right.
Happily
yeah.
say,
Oh.
Irina has 250 gold pieces of walking around money.
Yep.
And let us say, for the ease of what have you, that so do the rest of you. You've all got an even 250.
Okay.
From your adventures, and if you didn't, then the Martikovs gave you what they had. That sort of
Right.
people have paid you back, or you looted the corpses of the druids and the barbarians and so
Right.
forth.
I don't think we're going into combat now. Just let us know, I guess, how many potions seem reasonable. For that.
You could, well, if you were picked them up in Kresk, then you could easily have for 100 gold pieces apiece picked up a potion of healing, unless you're wanting something a little bit meatier than a very basic bitch healing potion, because they scale.
100 GP each. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would have gotten them in the wood, so I don't know if the prices are different there. We'll talk about it later. I just
Yeah.
kind of wanted to bring it up and put a pin in it, and I'll put the question mark, and you can put it in writing later, because I
Yeah.
don't think we're going to use them today.
I'm
wanna
just,
bring it up.
I don't know how much money you have, and it is normally the players to keep track of their own finances.
Which I did until I spent it, and then
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you're not sure, let us say that you had 200 gold pieces when you went to Humblewood, which would have been enough for 4 healing potions in the wood.
Easy. That makes sense. Done.
Cool. Alrighty. So Smoothie is pretty much flat broke, but the rest of you have some cash, and you're about to pick up some more. Because do you actually go through Valakai, or do you circumnavigate it and instead just go straight to the Vistani camp on the far side?
Do we have a reason to go? Does anyone particularly
I
want
mean,
to?
we could get a pie or two, but
On the upside, the
Other
person
than
who
that-
vehemently hates the pie shop owner isn't here anymore.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to look
Other
for a
than
silver
that-
lining.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. I'll do a swing by and probably cheer myself up a bit and kind of introduce you and you know, I suppose on Esmeralda's end, like you can see that Smooth is genuinely trying to make an effort to like move it on because you're included. Maybe he doesn't interact with you specifically, but it's like this is the girl's name, which Smoothie remembers, but Jack does not. And you know, pies.
Anna? Was it Anna?
No, Anna is the wife of Dimitri.
If we're going into Valakai,
Her
changing my
name
face.
is Bella.
Bella. Thank you. If you're going into Valakai, sorry, what?
On a different face, because
You-
last time I was here, I was told explicitly not to be.
Don't be you. Yeah. What do you look like? Who do you look like? Are you looking like that old servant bloke from before?
No, you know what I look like? You know, one of those people who like have resting, smiling face, like
Oh,
really
Hannah.
approachable,
Yeah.
really happy. It's strategic because I didn't have to put in so much effort. I'd say I'm like cuddliest animal you have in your world.
Hedge, definitely.
All right, I'm a little hedge, really little, and I just look quite happy all the time without really having to try.
Love it. Fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah. You're a happy little hedge person who just seems quite merry. And Smoothie introduces you as such. Still probably as Irina, though. Because that's not a dangerous name. It's just the face that goes with it. And Bella says, "Oh, I mean, I've met Ez before, of course, but it's nice to meet a new person. I actually think you did stop here on the way to Kresk, so she's actually technically met Irina too, but she doesn't know that. But yes, pies are provided. Yes, resting dangerous face is a different thing. As you are being deliberately included. Jack, would it be fair to say that has been happening sort of passively for the last 2.5 days?
Yeah. Don't get it twisted. He's still very shy, but he's trying to take the lesson Selenox has been teaching him, which is that like he can't afford to wallow, and that Esmeralda's already shown her quality and she fucked up, and if he was going to get judged on fuck ups, he would be very, very judged by now. So,
How does Ez deal with this over the 2.5 days? Sort of, you've been actively being deliberately included in a gentle and distant sort of manner while you're driving your cart with these bunch of people.
Ez is probably she's resisting it quite strongly. Like she knows, she can see what he's doing, and she's not happy with it.
okay.
well.
But
Then,
it's
to be honest, I'd probably
nothing-
stop after the first day. He's insightful enough to know.
But it's not because of Smoothie.
He wouldn't know that. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, she hates me.
But-
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
what she knows. So, yeah. Not for lack
Cool.
of trying.
Yeah.
All right.
Jack, I think Smoothie, make an insight.
Okay.
Maybe he would know this. Maybe he is actually, because he is absurdly insightful.
15.
15. No, he doesn't know. That's right. No, he just gets the initial nope and goes like, "Get up! That's fine. I don't want to step on the lizard again." Is that a saying? It is now. Cool. So yes, you go through Valakai. You stop off. You buy some stuff.
Yes.
And you head on through, heading to the Vistani camp. Getting close to it, do Ez and Smoothie discussed this, and or
Good
the rest
question.
of you?
I've been silently told to fuck off, so I will leave that to Ellen.
I think Ez is probably going to make a stop.
Okay.
About a couple of minutes, maybe an hour or so out. Is that
Yep.
roughly? How
I mean,
long is the
yeah,
trip
but
between?
it would be a 10-minute walk from the edge of Valakai to this camp, so about halfway between. You're out of sight of both, but yeah.
Yeah, and she's probably just gonna go. I do not want to be here long. I do not want to stay here. I do not want to make friends. I want to get in and out as quickly as possible. Am I clear?
And this is to everybody?
That's to everyone.
My go ahead, Sal.
What? That's fine, but is there something we should know about the?
I think you would be
Then-
aware that she is an estranged Vistana. I don't know if you were fully aware of what exactly that means. Yeah.
I have a confession to make. I have never been to a Vistani camp. The two of you are the first Vistani I've ever met. Is there something I should know about customs? I don't want to accidentally offend someone and cause us problems.
That's a good question. Esmeralda might be able to answer that more than me. So I guess I'll lay my cards on the table first. And that camp, I'm pretty sure my mom lives there.
Lives.
Yeah. So, look, she doesn't want to speak to me. I don't want to speak to her. She hasn't tried. I prefer it that way. But I'm kind of on the same page as Ez. But I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. I only know what I was told. They're pals with the big guy. They do what he wants. He lets them leave. There are exceptions. My grandpa was one. He didn't. Esmeralda's one, and she doesn't. I guess I'm one too. But I don't know. As maybe it's better off if we don't go in, or maybe we ignore the cards. I don't know.
No. He's doing this for a reason. The one thing you need to know about Vistana, you do not trust them as far as you can throw. As the little one said earlier. And she uses that name specifically here.
Which name, sorry?
The little
Little
one.
one. They are not people. They are as bad as Strahd in my book.
So, why are we going to them for help then?
Because that's what the damn reading said.
Yeah,
Because
but-
They have the information we need.
He's gonna.
We want to
Alright.
get rid of him. We need them. As much
Alright.
as I would rather not need them.
or
That
it's a
fucking
trap.
brass band playing.
They love their music. Look, it's worth putting out there. Look, if someone said to me, "Hey, Smoothie, you don't have to go to the camp where your mother might be, where they," well, who knows? I don't know if I'm gonna be rushed. I was never home. So I don't know what's going to happen. I will happily not go. But the cards are the cards. And as you did them yourself, they are right to a certain point. We did find the sword. Everything else seems to be true. And if it's saying that we need this Vistana,
All right.
do a Selenox. Grit your beak and bear it.
Anybody who would like to can make a straight intelligence check.
Yeah, why not?
I know two of you are not good at that, but not bad. A 14 and a 14 from Cell as well.
Let's go.
Irina with the 25 and Ez with the 23, however. So, Ez and Irina, it totally tracks that this is the one that you would make sense of. Irina, I think the distance from this is actually probably what helps you clock this the most. You probably aren't aware exactly of the cards and the card reading. You absolutely know what the Taroka is. But you probably, unless these guys specifically told you about it, it wouldn't have occurred to you to ask. So, but you know what it is well enough, and Esmeralda absolutely knows what it is well enough because she can read them, to know that the point of them isn't necessarily to, like, they, as the reading came out, you were sent for, and Ez would definitely know this, the first thing they found was a sun sword that will actively help them kill Strahd. The Tome of Strahd, on the other hand, does not appear to have a direct sort of this isn't really a weapon against Strahd. However, the finding of it, like, you read it and it didn't really contain anything particularly of note. However, the finding of it occurred at a place where some other very important thing happened. It would seem that you could make the inference that the cards themselves, it's not necessarily what the card says. Like, getting the book is not in and of itself the weapon, is not in and of itself the blow against Strahd, but getting the book led directly to a serious blow against Strahd. So, acquiring the assistance of Aragal may not be the weapon that you are looking for, but the doing of it, the trying to acquire it, will be, if the pattern holds.
It's the journey along the way.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to take that clip and just put it over some Enya music and just.
Yeah, Ez definitely knows that and is like, these are my ground rules. I have never told you why I despise them so much. Have I ever told you how I met Benricton? I as good as killed his beloved son.
Why?
For them. Erasmus was a beautiful child. Lovely. Brought light wherever he went. My family, if you can call them that, brought him in with the other children. I was told to make friends with him. So I did. It is hard not to get close to someone who shines like the sun in a place that has so little of it. Then one day, he wasn't there anymore. No word of where he went, but I knew. I'd heard them talking. So had he. They were going to sell us, get rid of us in the most tragic way you can think of. And he did not let them. He went instead. That stupid boy made a decision without talking to anyone. And he went right into the place where he could. He spoke of his father with such admiration. He had people waiting for him. He went into the place and never came out. I was angry. I was scared. I was watching it happen again. And I could not do anything. You have something that is so rare in this place. You have people that are waiting for you. Love is a powerful thing, but it is also a huge responsibility. There is a reason I travel alone. You cannot lose what you do not have. You have them. And it hurt to watch it again. I couldn't watch someone do that again. But in doing so, I hurt you. I showed you the worst of me. I became just like them. I can't. I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be near them if I can help it.
Me neither.
I don't want to lose anything else, especially not to them. They do not deserve it.
No.
So if we are agreed, this will be quick.
Yeah. But if it helps, you've helped me make a decision. I was thinking about hiding. You know. But nah. We're who we are in spite of them. Let's rub it in their faces a little.
Ez is gonna crack the smallest of smiles.
I got you. Then lock that in.
Let us give them hell, little one.
So, culture, dance, music, assholes. Am I missing anything? As you wanna? No. Okay. Well, let's do our best, I guess.
How many knives do you think I can fit on my body?
I think you know the answer to that better than me. I don't think I want to know the answer to that.
The woods part to reveal an expansive clearing. A small grass-covered hill with low houses built into its sides. Fog obscures the details, but you can see these buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a huge tent, with a column of smoke pouring out the hole in the top. The tent is bright lit from within. Even from a distance, you can hear the chatter of conversation and the smell of food being cooked. It is about 3 in the afternoon, and there is nowhere near as many people around as you would have expected. Normally, this settlement would have probably 30 people. There is 5 or 6. It would seem most people are out looking for the thing they lost. And Smoothie, Smoothie and Irina actually would hear from the top of the hill the crack of a whip and a cry of pain from within the tent.
Nothing.
I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna turn to Irina, and I will just go. I'm pretty sure your disguise is gonna hold up, but we don't know what they're gonna have up their sleeve, considering who they ally themselves with. Do you mind if I'll reach out to kind of touch her wrist.
All right.
I'm gonna throw the cloak back on her.
Yeah, and I will give you enhance ability in case you need to make a break for it. So you have advantage on dex checks in case you need to hide. And I will also at the same time cast Death Ward because Wizard is squishy.
Wizard is demonstrably squishy.
No. No.
So what that means is for that one, Rach, when you go unconscious, you come back with one
hit
but only
point
once.
immediately.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
a
Okay.
Pig in Baldur's Gate. Cool. Alrighty. You head on up the hill.
I will also point out what I heard.
I was going to say, is anyone going to tell us about it?
Yeah.
So, are we going towards that noise? Is that where
It's
you're
in the camp, I think.
Right. Okay. I thought. Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna necessarily intrude. For all we know, that's. I was about to make a comment that Smoothie would not make. Jack was gonna say we might be interrupting fun time, but that is not something Smoothie would say. So we are just gonna let that hang.
Cool.
Yeah.
Piled outside the wagon are several empty casks of wine. 3 sputtering campfires fill the tent with smoke, and through the haze you can see 6 Vistani sitting in small groups, drowsily talking. One young man is kneeling with his ankles and wrists bound to the central tent pole. His head is bowed low, and even from the entrance you can make out the glowing hot coals beneath his knees. Standing at the back of the tent are a pair of Vulpin men. In studded leather armor. The larger is drinking from a bottle of wine. The shorter is flipping through a book. They are both sort of grey, black grey Vulpins. more wolf than fox. While many Vistani are Terran, absolutely not all. About half of this camp would appear to be Terran, though there does also appear to be a preponderance of grey Vulpins.
We did not establish who is doing the talking. I would suggest Esmeralda do it, except I don't want to get punched in the neck. So I'll
Of the two of you,
I
Ez
guess we'll
kind
see.
of looks Vistani in her mode of dress, whereas Smoothie does not. Like,
Yeah.
unless someone told them Smoothie was Vistani, they wouldn't know. Ez, on the other hand, probably it would be a solid guess, but it could easily, like, if Ez basically just put a cloak on or something, she could believably not be, particularly if you have not brought the cart, which I doubt you would have.
Not that close, no.
Yeah, no.
Do we want to look like them? I don't think so.
No.
I'm asking as
Ooh.
we're sinking the plan.
Wouldn't
We want to get
they?
in and out as quick as we can.
Wouldn't they be more likely to talk to one of their lot?
Yes, but respectfully, as I don't know if you hate yourself enough to do that.
Will it make the transaction faster?
Probably. But that depends on if you can keep your hand off your hilt.
She just lifts up her arm and then immediately, like, a little knife.
Yeah,
just-
that counts.
That is his
Not even
consent.
need to.
That counts as a hilt.
Very well.
But did we make the negotiation?
Fine.
Selenox is gonna stand beside Ez, but slightly behind to the left.
Okay.
She's gone for a hired muscle kind of vibe.
Very well. Irina is still a
You
smiley
know what?
little hedge.
Actually, I don't know what passes for Vistani stuff, but I think he'd go uncloaked. I don't necessarily think he'd dress like one because I don't think he has that stuff, but like he'd let his features show he's being,
Bring
for
it.
one thing, he probably looks very much like a particular resident. So I'm waiting for that penny to drop.
I mean, there is that. Yes.
But yeah.
Very well. Yeah. As you sort of knock on the door, it's not a door, and you don't need to knock because it's fabric. You enter the pair of Vulpins at the back. Sort of look up, and the larger one says, we have guests." And they make their way over to you. And he somewhat casually backhands the guy who is chained to the post on his way past. And the second one, you would guess brother by the look at him, puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "I think Alexei has learned his lesson, Luvash." And his brother harumphs before proceeding along to you guys and says, "Welcome to our lovely camp this fine day in happy Valakai."
We are too far out of the city for the need to smile, no?
Oh, but it's always nice to obey the roars of the land, don't you think? What can I do for you, fine travelers? I am
believe we are
Luvash.
looking for someone. Oh,
Headman of this camp. My brother, Aragal. And Aragal nods.
I'll clock him. Yeah.
yeah.
You're looking for someone?
Ez is just gonna double check.
We too are seeking somebody. You haven't happened to see a young girl, 7 years old. Looks not unlike me, though a little prettier.
There's a child missing?
My daughter. She has disappeared in the last day. Aragal says, this one was on watch, hence the punishment. Before you go thinking we're barbarians. She was snatched.
Snatched.
Well, she
The
would not
irony.
have run off on her own. Arabella was many things, but not stupid.
So if the camp is so safe, what was it that took her?
That we don't know. If we did, we would have found her by now. I assume you have not seen my daughter.
I'm just gonna give as a look of just like, we should help if we can.
On our travels, we have not seen anything.
Well, never
But-
mind.
To know in which direction you might be looking.
Where was she last seen?
The outskirts of the camp. Last night she went out to relieve herself. This one knew, watched her, but was distracted briefly, and apparently that is all it took. The one who took her was apparently quite effective at covering his tracks.
Sure. I'll look at the others. Seems like the cards are pointing us in a certain direction.
There is a worthy point to make that it was in and around Valakai that a certain pack of were-prowlers operated.
Yeah. Mhm.
Wasn't one of them named Arabella, or am I having a
No. Oh, if it was a different one. This girl went missing yesterday.
last night? Yeah, well, when you said
Yeah.
yesterday, I was like, oh, okay, but I'm sure there was a... Okay, I've
If
heard
there
that name
was, it
before,
was a
but that's
cock up on my part. I wasn't aware of this character
So-
until today.
The same werewolf pack that we specifically kind of dressed
Neutralized,
down
yes.
for this
Oh, not-
specific thing. Cool.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun chat. Okay, let's not jump to conclusions. You know.
It is a decent location to start. We may be persuaded to assist. Should you have something to give in return?
But we can pay if you have if you manage to find her, then we will be extremely generous.
I do not think we need monetary remuneration. This
Well, the people
Yes.
of this fine encampment are the makers of some of the finest potions of mist walking in all of Barovia. And Smoothie may make history checks.
Okay.
Or Arcana if
11.
it's better, but probably not.
My Arcana was better.
Okay, well, a 19's
I still
pretty
got a
good.
19.
As you would be aware, that there's no such thing as a potion of mist walking. It doesn't work. As in, there's loads of them, but it's snake oil.
Right.
But it allows you to leave Barovia, except it doesn't.
Well, it's a good thing we do not need that either.
What
I
else
do-
could we offer you? Says Aragal.
I'm going to assume they also deal in information. If they're
Yep.
a permanent camp, they probably have people walking
Yeah, but
through.
remember who they're allied to, so let's be careful what we say.
Exactly.
So there's a degree of, I mean, you don't necessarily know this, but there are levels. All of them are nominally Strahd servants a bit, but some of them it's a lot more significantly than others, sort of thing.
Irina,
My friends and I have some tracking skills. Could one of you perhaps show us where the girl was taken, and we could have a look? Couldn't hurt.
And if you have something of hers, I might be able to do something.
Of course. Arigal, please show them where I will find her bear doll, perhaps.
Anything. Ideally something that touched her body.
Oh,
Like
the
a
bear.
ribbon,
She never
maybe?
leaves that creature. You are shown to a tree. You smell it long before you get there. It is a latrine. Sort of a dug trench, basically. Yes. It is so well traveled, it's almost impossible to make out any particular tracks. However, the bear, it is a stuffed animal. It looks quite fearsome. It might be a Belinsky.
Almost certainly. Yeah.
It has really quite pronounced jagged fangs and significant
Do it
claws.
again.
But it also has almost one arm is showing like distinct. It's been carried around like it's holding the child's hand. And one arm is significantly like more like the stitching is coming undone at the shoulder.
First off, is it I'm gonna fix this a little, if it's alright. It's a little worn. Just don't need it back. And I'll invisible thread with mending. And then unless there's other people want to do things first, I will get out the crystal ball and try a scry with a modifier because I've got one of her things. So I don't know her, so she has a +5. However, it's a -10 to the wisdom save she has to make against my DC of 17. So +5 -10, so -5. Sorry. She gave me a possessional garment, but if she has if there's hair, bit of nail, something like that. That's my bad. Anything like that?
There'd probably be
Maybe on a pillow?
Vulpin, so there's probably some fur on it.
Yeah.
She's definitely shed.
Right. Okay. So I'll wrap it around the bear, shall we say?
Yeah.
And in that case, we'll combine them. I don't know if that's how it works.
She
but
got
I
a
assume so.
19 on the dice, but has no modifiers beyond what you got, so this probably works.
Right. Yeah. So if we're combining it, it's a -14 +5, so -9.
So she got a 10 to resist your 17.
10. That's right.
You know exactly
so
where
what do
she
I
is.
see?
You can see a figure. You are looking down on a boat. It is a small boat, a rowboat. And within the gunnels of this boat, you can see a figure, probably about a 7-year-old Vulpin child size, that has been wrapped head to foot in burlap sack and then tied with rope. In a fishing boat, you would guess. There are a couple of rods and an empty barrel next to her. That is what you see.
I would know where that is, right? There's a body of
given that
water
it was within
not
a
too far
day.
away.
Yes, Lake Zarevich is an hour north.
Yes, we need to go.
All right.
She's I will talk to the father and just go, is there anything you can give us that can get us there faster? I know exactly where she is. She's on a boat. She doesn't have a lot of time.
We will accompany you then. And there are 6 riding horses. That very conveniently, the book specifically says there are 6 riding horses. So Lukash and Aragal join the 4 of you, mount up, and ride like the wind, bullseye, towards Lake Zarevich. Out on the water when you arrive, unless people do or say stuff on the way. Hey, Shanahos, good to see you. You arrive about 45 minutes later. It lasts for about 10 minutes, doesn't it, Smoothie? You have this sort of,
The
what's going
scrying?
on. Yeah.
Oh,
Or is it
that's a
pretty
good
much
question.
just a snapshot?
It does last for 10 minutes, which I think is hilarious. So I imagine in that case, he would be
you're
on the
riding with
back of
someone else.
Selenox's horse and
Yeah.
just go, Like, it's worth 500 gold pieces. Stop bouncing.
You do see there is a man in the boat with her. He is a luma, a balding pigeon, really quite ratty looking, quite on the larger side for a luma, but definitely still a luma.
It's not Ruffle, is it?
No, it's Ruffle was a corvin, and no, it's not. At the foot of the mountain, nestled in the misty forest, is a large lake. The water is perfectly still and dark, reflecting the black clouds overhead like a mirror. Pulled up along the south shore are 3 small rowboats. A 4th boat can be seen in the middle of the lake, with a lone figure sitting in it, fishing pole in hand. Well, there's only one boat out, and I am no sailor. Says Lukash, but we will go with them, brother. Of course. Do any of you know how to use a boat?
I am gonna, if they're doing that, I will just look at Esmeralda, probably like Selenox to a lesser extent, because I think Selenox like inherently trusts me a little bit more, and I'll just go, yeah. That's a question for Ellen. Am I Smoothie's basically saying, "Can I go? I need to go help. I can fly." So he's going to go do that.
Very well.
So if she gives the go ahead, then he's off.
Smoothie, you launch yourself off the back of Selenox's still moving horse. The rest of you pile into the into one of the other boats, presumably.
How far out is the boat?
A couple of 100 feet.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's a big lake, but it's not a huge lake. It'd probably be fun to sail on, except there's no fucking wind. It's a rowboat. These are all rowboats. Ez knows how to use a rowboat.
People!
Yeah. It is. This is very much Rose Peeps.
Can I cast message?
You can, absolutely.
I'm
On Smoothie or
cast
the
message. Dude. No, to the little girl.
You cannot see her.
Can't see her? Can't see a lump?
No, she is within the boat. You would have to get quite close to be able to see her. Yeah, I don't know if message requires line of sight. I think it does to cast, and now you can leave the line of sight afterwards.
It just says within range. But look,
in which case, no. If it's within range, but you know her to be there, yes, you can.
Wait, I'm casting message, and I'm just gonna say, "Stay calm. We're here with your dad and your uncle. We're coming to get you, in a good way."
You hear back, "Hurry, I think he means to drown me." Smitty, you fly relatively quickly, don't you? Fly, you fool.
35, yeah.
As you get close, the figure in the boat looks up at you and kind of begins to hurry as he gets the little figure that he has wrapped up in the foot of his boat out, and it looks like he means to pitch her into the water.
Well, friend, we don't want to do that. Okay.
A round, essentially, before he does this.
Then, if it I in my head, I'm imagining that Firefly episode where I'm just like, we got lots and lots of mercy, and it is cast sleep ideally, and it works. Ideally, I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level just to make sure it works.
Roll the damage, please.
Yes, sir. Sleep. Here we go.
Because the funny thing is, you will absolutely put Arabelle out first before you put out the dude.
That's fine. As long as she's on the boat, I don't care. Yeah. I need to figure it didn't do it automatically, so I got to figure it out.
6d8.
5d8 plus 2 for each spell above, I believe. Right. So creatures.
Sleep with the fishes.
Second, when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 2nd level high, roll an additional 2d8 for each spell slot above first. So
cool. It's 7 then.
9, 8. 5 plus 2 plus 2. So 9.
Are you burning 3rd level?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you said 2nd. Yep, cool.
Yep.
Absolutely. 9.
44.
Fucking hell. Yeah, he falls asleep. He's like, gets the body up, and then the body goes really limp, and then so does he, and they collapse
Don't
and fall into the boat. You're still flying in. You sort of land very shortly after you cast this. As he and the girl...
in my head, I'm like keeping him from falling in the water. So I'm like,
Yes.
okay, you're heavy. There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
The two of them collapse. You have a minute. He is, sack of potatoes with a smaller, more feminine sack of potatoes next to him.
Quickly, can we row?
To be honest, I think I'll just pick up the kid and just take off again.
Very well. You fly back to shore.
To the boat, to where the parent is.
They have managed to get in the boat and begun moving, but the process of getting a dinghy underway takes a hot minute. Like it probably takes no more than a minute, but to fly 200 feet, Jack can do in Smoothie can do in like 15 seconds. So, you get there, pick the girl, fly back round about the time they cast off. They see you coming
after
back.
we finish arguing about who's going to take the tiller
pushing.
and shit.
Yeah. I don't
Okay,
know how much arguing. The boys don't know how to do it. Like, neither of the brothers have any idea how boats work. So it's between Hez and Sel, probably.
Luvash is the father?
Lukash is the dad.
Lukash. Okay.
Oh, no, I apologize. It is Luvash. You're right.
Okay. Then I will just gently pass her over. I'm kind of picturing the Spider-Man scene with the little bundled baby, the first movie, you know?
He takes her and he is... It's not a teary reunion, but he's like, you have my thanks, and takes her from you, and it's not like he's not...
No, I gave it. That's cool.
He is like stiff upper lipping it, that kind of dad. He rips the bandages off around about the time she wakes up. Not bandages, but, sack off her, and says, Aragel, would you do me the favor of going and getting that person? And he says, I would have to engage the services of this fine crew, but I would like to, if that is possible, please. Otherwise, they could just come back and steal another child.
Little one, can you fly back and restrain? We will eventually.
It takes
To be honest,
probably...
here's the thing, he's got nowhere to go.
Except down. Depends on how much his life depends on this.
This is where he gets a little uncomfortable, and he just kind of I don't think he would restrain someone now that the immediate danger is done. So instead, he will just cast sending, I think, and just go to the guy, or I don't know if it's a guy, but to the individual. You've got nowhere to go. We're gonna come collect you, and you be smart not to resist.
You hear back. Nowhere to go? They won't let me back at the inn? Oh. Damn.
Hang on.
Where did the little girl go?
He seems befuddled. Is he does he seem... Yeah, okay.
He probably isn't really talking to you.
Yeah. Okay. Aragal, was it?
is the one who has stayed. Luvash and Arabella have gone already. He has taken her back. He wants her nowhere near this. Probably because he knows what his brother intends to do to the man who stole his niece.
I don't know this for certain. I think he's under an influence. He's not talking right.
Oh. Well, that complicates things. I still wish to have a conversation with him.
Yes, as long as it's a conversation. For now.
I need to determine whether or not this man is a danger ongoingly to my people. I hope you can understand that. And he looks not just at Smithy, but everybody. If I determine to my own satisfaction and not yours that he is not a danger, then he and I can let bygones be bygones, and my brother can just believe him safely dead.
How do you find out about these things?
I ask
Is it the
him.
same way that you... With what?
My mouth. I'm not my brother.
Do I believe him?
You can make an insight.
26.
This man is very dangerous. But in this, he would seem to be being truthful.
We may have our own questions for him. Would you mind if we piggyback their session with yours?
I have no objections. You may have questions I did not think to ask.
Much obliged.
I don't think he's a danger, but I think maybe we should just head on the boat together. And
I sincerely doubt he is a danger to the five of us. Your friend here looks quite capable.
Can I cast message again?
Yeah.
I'm gonna message Smoothie and say, we can go along with it. If he crosses a line, say the word popcorn and we'll step in. There's 4 of us and 1 of him.
I like you. Popcorn. Fun word.
Okay. You take the boat out. Adigal sits at the bow watching this guy, like basically making sure he makes no moves. Interestingly, this guy is sitting there fishing.
Yeah.
Just fishing. He doesn't appear to be having good luck, though. Every couple of minutes, and it only takes you 5 to get out there, but every couple of minutes he takes his line in, examines the hook and the worm on it, and then puts it back out again. He ain't getting any luck, though.
I might just nudge Selenox. If I get, if anyone might get along with the more, blokey hobbyists of Barovia, I think it might be Selenox to some degree.
Yeah.
So I'll encourage her to speak.
Yeah. As you draw close, he actually doesn't even seem to acknowledge you until you draw close. Really, you have to cross his eye line to before he even really notices you.
Can we get close enough that the boats are next to each other without him doing anything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Even as you pull up, he says, "Good morning. It's mid-afternoon, late afternoon, and hope you have better luck than I do."
With fishing?
Yeah. They're not biting today.
Yeah.
Does he even have a rod?
Yes, yeah. No, it's
Okay.
He's
I was just wondering.
He has all the
He's
accoutrements.
mining.
He's even got a small bucket of worms with dirt in it, but that appears to be all he's got.
Right.
What else you been up to today, mate?
Just fishing. Trying to catch something to trade.
Right. What you trading for?
He does not look healthy. You would say pretty much bordering on emaciated. Clothes are unwashed. The only reason that they would ever have seen water recently would be getting in and out of the boat. His trousers are like noteworthily cleaner than his jacket, which is all threadbare and worn. And at this distance, Sal, you can smell booze.
Oh, so is he coming across as drunk or enchanted?
No, not drunk right now. More the sort of long-term abuse.
Right.
Rough.
So the girl,
What? Oh,
Little
yeah,
girl.
her.
what?
Where'd she go?
Where'd she come from?
Oh, I found her. Vistania Lucky.
Why?
They're lucky. Everyone knows the Vistania Lucky.
Like at games or?
Just lucky. Did I already put her in?
In.
Must have. Maybe my luck will change now. And he casts his rod out again.
Oh. So you put a Vistani in the water and your luck changes?
I hope so. Let's find out. You want to join me?
Who told you that?
Figured it out myself.
Really?
Pretty smart, me.
Oh yeah, it shows, mate.
Adagal says, well, this has been revealing. I am mildly concerned that he would in fact be an ongoing danger to my people. When he discovers that feeding the lake one of our children did not work, he may try again. Do I get
Can I
disagreements
cast
from
Dispel
anyone?
Magic? See if that works.
You can try. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You cast Dispel Magic on the dude.
Yeah.
Make an Arcana check. The DC is very high.
Oh, good. No.
Oof. No.
Oh, ouch.
I don't know. I can't remember if I have inspiration or anything. I might just use
You
it.
do
You
have
have
inspiration.
inspiration.
I mean, it seems almost entirely impossible, but it's what the character would do. So
It's
let's
possible.
Do it.
It's just not very likely.
Fuck me.
Wow.
Oh my god, that's really
Yeah,
loud.
That's
that's
the
all right.
dice
I've been
saying
rolling
no.
pretty consistently. All right. Yeah.
The dice says no on this one. No. It's an edge case anyway. Technically speaking, he is under no enchantments.
Right.
Beyond just
I'm gonna-
living in Barovia for too long, is the trick. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
step into the boat.
He reaches out and steadies the two so that you can. Name's Bluto. What's yours, friend?
Hi, Plato. Friends call me Sel.
So,
And kidnapping Vistani children, mate. It might, well, you think it will bring you luck, but won't it also bring you a horde of angry Vistani?
not if they don't know I did it.
Mate, they're lucky.
Oh,
They know this shit.
that's a good point.
Mm.
Oh no.
You say in the water.
Oh no,
Right?
no, because I may have put her in already. No, oh I don't want them to be mad at me. You won't tell them I did it, will you?
Well, you're not going to do it again, are ya?
No, it'd be really stupid, and I'm not stupid. No, I wouldn't.
That would be really stupid, because I'm sure the Vistani, they've all got like angry fucking uncles.
And he looks for the first time, he
Yeah,
looks at Aragal, and Aragal kind of picks up what you're putting down, and it's not much of an effort for him to look fucking furious. So, if anything, he looks like a shark that's just had its dinner taken away a little bit. But he is not making a move to stop you. Indeed, Selenox, can you please make me a persuasion check? This is not to persuade Bluto.
That's fair. 15.
15. Alright. Alright. I rolled nat 1 for his resisting the persuasion. He goes, "No. Angry uncles can be the worst, Bluto." Yeah. Well, hopefully the lake will make me luckier now anyway. And never more. I don't need to worry anymore, and it's fine. But I definitely won't do it again. That would be very stupid, you're right. Mum always said, Bluto, you're not stupid.
No, you're not. Question. How did you spirit away the little one?
Well, I snuck up on her. She was doing a business. I waited until she had, of course. I'm not rude. And then I kind of, I don't know, I kind of just took her. Put a hand over her mouth, and yeah, just she didn't struggle that much.
So Pluto, you went to a Vistani camp to steal a child.
Yeah, I mean they were all drinking. Kind of would have liked to join them, but I had a job to do, you know.
Yeah, and what made you really want to do that job?
Oh, well, was kind of hoping to catch some more fish so I could trade them.
Yeah.
But the lake doesn't give up shinies easy.
Nah. Selenox is gonna like.
Inside.
Selenox is gonna lean over to Smoothie and be like, I kind of want to let him kill him. Like, I mean, he's like that's fucked, man. Or at least lock him up. Like, Jesus.
I have a thought. So, Bluto,
Yeah.
what we're gonna do, okay, is that there's this really nice man, you might have met him, in Valakai. What's the name of the priest in Valakai? Lucian. His name is Father Lucian, and he's got really, really nice fish soup. If you're having a bad time with the fish, he knows he's got a whole bunch of people that catch him some nice fish, and you can just rest there.
Oh yeah.
But there's a catch to this, okay? Because the Vistani know. They know what you've done. So what you're gonna need to do.
They do?
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. That's all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go together, and you can't leave for a while. You can't leave that church. You're gonna be taken care of, but you can't go. And we'll know if you go. You know about this. They'll know if you go because the Vistani they've got their magic balls and things. Ooh.
Yeah.
So just to make sure, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you nearby, and we're gonna take you there soon. Okay? But if you run, then we can't help you, and then it's all bets off.
Yeah. That sounds nice. I love fish stew.
Okay. Does that sound good, Mr. Aragal? Or as good as we can make it?
I think as good as we can make it. His reasoning seems reasonably clear.
We'll make sure of it. I'll make sure
Please
of it.
do. I won't hold you responsible if it happens again, but I will hold this one responsible, and his death will be slow.
That's fair. He knows, doesn't he? He knows that.
I'm really sorry. It won't happen again. It better not. Take him, please. And afterwards, come visit me and my brother. We have, there will be a gift. My people owe yours.
Okay.
Unless you have a desperate need to roleplay it, you take Bluto to Father Lucian. Father Lucian understands, agrees, and says, yes.
Lock the door, please. Adel, when in doubt, door locks. Yeah.
He needs rehabilitation, I think.
Yes.
But yes, we will. I shall do so. Thank you, Smoothie. It's good to see you, young man. You are well. I hope you are well.
Keep it on. The shield's good.
Good. I'm glad. At least it's getting some work.
Okay, even the dead can't rest around here, can they?
No. They can't.
Right.
I saw something very interesting a little while ago.
Oh,
Ray of sunlight. Over to the west. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
that's crazy talk. Well, it was good to see, wasn't it?
Farewell, my young friend. Your grandfather would be
I
proud.
will, I think so.
I know, sir. Heading back.
I'll grab some church mints and to go. Take the babies.
Heading back, you are met outside the Vistani camp by Aragal and
Yep.
Arabella. My brother sends a gift in thanks, and I have an offer for you. This little troublemaker tells me I have to do something. And Arabella looks up at the four of you and says, "You have an offer for my uncle, a request. I believe it is important he listens and does what you ask." Anyone who wants to can make an Arcana check.
Always love to make an Arcana check.
Oh. Nope. That's a Smoothie. That's fantastic. Okay, so I love that the dice just know that there's some stuff Smoothie's just bad at. Like, you could still absolutely roll a 17 without even critting, but so as an Irina, as particularly, but Irina just because of how fucking wizard she is, this girl is magical. Irina, this girl, yeah, that is what Irina gets. This girl has raw magical potential, completely untapped. And it's fresh. It has only just manifested. Esmeralda, this girl has the sight. Takes one to know one, and you do. And she is speaking in the manner of one who has held prophecy.
You have seen something.
The world went blurry while I was in the boat. And I heard voices I did not know, saw places I have not been, saw Strahd, and then I saw a very bright light. And there, standing with you, was my uncle. Hands clasped in friendship. So, you have something to ask. Ask it. I owe you at least that much.
I'll look around.
There is nobody else near. Certainly no one in earshot.
No, just to see if anyone wants to particularly step up to speak to this guy.
What are we asking?
Okay, so I'll just say, I think, and I think I'll ask before I speak. Elle, you basically agreed that you didn't mind your Vistani heritage being revealed? Question mark. Because you were already dressing that way. Just making sure. As Merelda and I are both of your ilk.
I know this.
Sure. I don't know too much of the culture, but Ez knows a little more. We understand your relationship with him.
That I don't.
At least is.
I think you know it. I don't think you understand it. But
Then explain it to me.
difficult.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Make your offer first, then I will bare my soul. That which of it I have left.
I don't know if it's an offer, just a simple acknowledgement of a Taroka reading. One that led us to items and knowledge that's gotten us closer to making things right here than anyone in a long time.
The request is then, what did the Taroka say to you?
Do you want the sanitized version or the truth?
The truth will always get you further, I think.
The card said that you were supposed to, destined to aid us. But beware, for you have a rotten soul.
Then the card knows me very well. All these things are true. The little one tells me something similar. Things which is hurtful to hear from your niece. But I have served him long and loyally, my brother and I both. He has been told of your arrival here today. So you should know how much it would mean for me to turn on him. Which is in effect what it is you are asking. However, the Taroka does not lie.
It does not lie, but it sure makes telling the truth a lot harder.
No.
Foggier.
Yes. I have done much in my time that was discreditable by most stances of morality. Everything I have done to protect my people. You may disagree with that if you wish, and I'm sure you do, but here and now, knowing what it is I know, and hearing what it is this little one has told me, the times they are changing. And I would be a fool on behalf of my people to not be open to changing with them.
We need an end to the castle. There are things we need.
You three, I don't know this one, but the other three of you could walk straight up to the door and be welcomed in. It wouldn't necessarily be good for you, but you could do it. He likes to play with his food.
You're a smart man.
I'm
I'm pretty sure you would know all the ins and outs, right?
I do know other ways in, yes. If one is wanting to get in undetected, this I can do. But I
Hell,
would
if you want to
prefer
get us
do
an
more,
invite.
if you'll have me. You have heard the phrase, better to stand at the right hand of the devil than in his path. That is how many Vistani view our position with Strahd. However, as I say, times are changing. Better to stand at the right hand of the heroes that kill him than in their way as well, I think. A calculated gamble, and one that, if it goes badly, only I will die.
Yeah, because he's known to just keep it to the singular. Doesn't punish people at all.
I'm not the leader here, and he can't kill off everyone who works for him. He'd have no one left. As I say, a calculated gamble, but, well, I'm not betting on dying.
I'll look at everybody else and I'll just go, the only thought I have is that for now, all he knows is that we're here. If you are up for this, then maybe it's better if we try and keep it close to the chest. You can work out a way for us to get into the castle. What works best?
The
And where
communication.
a certain skull is. Skull of dragon.
Oh. Oh. This is important to you? The Taroka, perhaps?
To them. Once the knights get their leader back, we have a huge card up our sleeve. Pun
I
intended.
see. That will not be easy, but it is possible. The skull is an adornment in the grand ballroom.
Well,
But it is near a window.
better to work from the shadows, I should think. But speak up, guys.
Well, either way, he knows we're here right now, and I imagine there's a few of his mates who aren't that pleased that we're around. So, if you're coming, well, let's go.
To be clear, Smoothie is suggesting that he doesn't, and that he's our inside man until the final thing me. If nothing else, because
I didn't get any of
Esmeralda
that. I
might
thought
stab
he was
him
just
in the
going to
neck.
take us in the right.
I can secrete myself within the castle after helping you get in. And wait until the time is right.
I'm thinking we need to have a chat about what works best. If there's some advantage to meeting him while we get the skull out and maybe find some other things.
I would prefer my brother did not know about this.
Hence why I'm giving you an out. I don't think it's smart for you to out yourself.
No. So, what I propose, I meet you 2 days from now in Barovia. My absence would not be looked upon with any curiosity. I just don't tell my brother where it is I am going or why. I meet you there, I help you get in castle, and then I remain around until such time as you make your move. It's a big place. I will help you if you want the help. I would prefer to help as much as I can. If I'm in, sort of thing.
Wow. So, Smoothie, you're saying you trust this bloke enough that we're letting him go back in the camp after you've told him a bit of info, and we're not going to see him again for another 2 days? I'd prefer to keep my eye on him, personally.
I do need to tell my brother that I am leaving. But
I am
it need
going
not
to-
be out of your presence.
I think I'll probably just look at Sel like, don't do that in front of the enemy, potentially. I'll just give her a look, which is probably the most adult look he's ever given. Maybe even cutting her off if he can. He'll simply go, I trust that you'll make the decision that's best for your clan.
Be fair.
But let's have a chat if we want to. We can say we move to the side. Let's do that.
I leave you to discuss. I can remain within eyesight, so you can talk it through without me hearing, but also without running the risk of me going and telling everybody.
Well, you do owe us.
I do.
Which is probably the lovely story you will tell your brother about why you are leaving.
I was not planning on mentioning you at all.
Good.
My niece and I will go. I am teaching her to whittle. We will sit here. You make your conversation.
I'm open to ideas, but it seems to me that it's more useful to have a double agent. We've got enough of us that are threatening to bang down the door.
I would have been fine with a double agent kid if you didn't give him one of our aces.
Which?
You told him about the skull.
Yeah.
If we send him back to the camp with no extra info, I wouldn't mind. That's fine, but Strahd knows we're out to get him. He doesn't know about the dragon as far as we know. That's taking a risk. But
He doesn't know about a lot of other things. You gotta... I don't know. But it seems to me that if we are gonna work with him, we need to give a little.
What the child saw counts for something.
As you would know better than any, that the Vistani value the Taroka more than anyone else.
someone said to me today not to trust the Vistani as far as you can throw them. I'm just following advice.
I don't trust him to treat us well. I trust him to want the power that Strahd leaves behind.
I trust him to value what the Taroka says. And
Not only that,
child says.
that's right, the child that we saved.
He will value that much at least.
If it turns out that we're wrong, he doesn't stab us in our sleep, for one thing.
If it turns out we are wrong, Well, it will be a bad day for him.
What do you reckon,
Irina,
Irina?
thoughts?
In my experience, not all those who are linked to Strahd share his mindset. He bestows his favor for any old reason. Bizarre reasons. It doesn't mean the people he is linked to agree with him. And for what it's worth, the two Vistani I know best are quite good people.
In spite of the Vistani.
Well, I think it's a fair point, though. Look, I'll cop to the fact that I told him something, but at the end of the day, we made the choice to ally with him. If we want him with us, that's fine. I just think that limits our options a lot. It means that he's no longer trusted here or in the castle, and we just have to bang on the door and hope for the best. And to me, that seems like a mistake.
All right.
But I'll trust you on this. If you want to keep him with us, that's fine.
There may be a way around it. Though I do not like the idea.
Go on.
Yes, we leave him here,
Sure.
but we also leave one of us behind too.
Keep an eye on him. I mean, maybe. Erwin and his lot owe us a bit of a favor. Can we set something up?
I do not think the Vistani trust them.
No. But
I think
My
you need to
vote.
follow you. You
Yeah.
got, kid.
okay, well, I'm not, I don't plan to be.
Yeah.
I don't pretend to be an expert on these things. I just.
I'm the first one to say you trust too quick and too freely, but it's got us this far and got us some good allies. Surprising ones at that.
Okay. We haven't given everything away. He
No,
knows one
and
thing. We
don't
lose
give him
that.
anything else.
That's right. Sorry, Sel. All right. Last call. All good?
Do we want to leave him by himself, or do we need a watcher? Does he need a babysitter?
I don't think a watcher here is going to make a bit of difference. If he's with
Here's
us,
what he doesn't know. He doesn't know what we can do. He knows that I found his daughter whip smart. He's going to be careful. And again,
tell him.
tell him so. Okay.
Tell him you're watching.
Okay.
We don't have to watch. We just say we are.
Yeah.
He knows you can.
Like you say, you've got a little ball
He's
of
seen me do it.
magic.
He knows he can do it. Yep. Okay.
We do have that fun thing that Irina does with her eye.
Oh,
You love doing that.
Very upsetting.
Unless someone wants to jump in then I'll go back. And is he still with the child?
Yeah, he has been about 50 feet away across a clearing from you, sitting with his back to you, working with a knife, with the little girl also working with a very sharp knife on a couple of pieces of wood they've been whittling. He did exactly what he said he would.
Yep. I think the idea of Barovia is a good one. We'll be in touch in regards to the way that we think is best to enter. All things considered, probably closer to when we get there, just in case you decide to do something with that info a bit ahead of time.
Fair enough. Would you like me to find a way in? Maybe two, so you can choose?
The more information we have, the better. And we'll let you know.
Can I insight check him?
Me? As in Aragal, yes?
15.
What are you wanting to determine? Whether or not he is trustworthy, or that
Is it sincere help? He's offering to help Smithy. He's offering to find ways in.
He hasn't just offered to help. He has told you why he's offering to help. And it does strike true. He is mercenary, but mercenary makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
He was obvious. He was trying to convince you of his truthfulness, but doesn't necessarily mean he wasn't being truthful. He was just, but he explained his logic as to the why. He also pointed out that his brother would not. So yeah, my brother is not as open-minded as I am. He has found the thing that works for him, and he intends to keep doing it. This one will not share what she has seen with him, for she knows it will not go over well with her father, will it? And she says, no. Indeed, my visions showed me not telling father.
Your power is probably better kept from as many people as possible right now.
It is very scary. I hope one day I will be able to use it, but right now I don't like it. I made you something. And she holds out a carved wooden duck to Esmeralda. It's rudimentary. This is her second or third lesson in whittling. But yes, it's a duck as it would be in the water, wings furled, and yes, she offers it to you.
It is beautiful. I think I will put it next to where I sleep.
It is a boat, Bishop Blood. Yes.
We'll see you in 2 days.
That you will. Take care, my new friends.
We'll see.
And he does say it with like a, I know. He then bows and hands you, my brother sends this gift in thanks. He hands you an onyx jewelry box with gold filigree worth 200 gold pieces. It also contains 3 50 gold piece necklaces and an unmarked potion in a crystal vial.
They're too rude to trade at the moment. Like, can we get some potions instead?
Not the Misty Walk one. Snake oil.
No. This is not a potion of Misty Walk. It looks like a potion of healing, but you would have to Arcana check it to make sure, because it is not labeled. Yes, he hands that over, and unless anything needs to be said or done, you guys continue along your way, mounting back up on Esmeralda's cart.
I'm going to look over my shoulder and see if I see anyone that looks like me.
Most of the camp were out when you got there. However, the answer would be no. They were all out scouring the countryside for Arabella, and not all of them have returned yet, but no, you do not see anyone who looks like you. It is indeed, however, where your parent or parents did live.
I'm gonna put my hands in my pockets and walk a little closer to Ez. I'm just kind of try and keep my gaze forward.
Ez is gonna take the little duck that she pocketed earlier as I started walking off. She's gonna take that out and offer it to Smoothie.
Thanks. I
Sometimes
hate this place.
just cannot help but give a duck.
I hate you.
I had to, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. Yep. Yeah. Unless there's.
Okay. Sorry, I've just received a Discord message. I was distracted momentarily. As you head on, you mount up on Esmeralda's cart and you make your way to Barovia. Some of you for the very first time. In fact, one of you for the very first time. The rest of you have definitely all been there before. But Sel has never been any closer than the top of the hill where the old bone grinder is. As you pass the old bone grinder, which is still absolutely not turning. Indeed, I don't think it can anymore because Smoothie set it on fire. Irina, can you please make me an Arcana check?
Ooh. Always love to make an Arcana check.
She does love her Arcana checks. A 15. Irina, do you want to burn anything else on that one?
Yeah,
You've got a
let's
D4.
burn an... Yeah, let's do the D4. Bump it up a little.
Got to bump it up.
16. Okay. A 16. Irina, you... As soon as you reach the sort of the peak of the mountains and look down into the valley in which Barovia, the town, sits, you glimpse home. For this is the first time you've been more than a couple of miles away from your house in 15 years. And then looming over it, you notice Castle Ravenloft. And as soon as you spy that castle, you get the overwhelming sensation that you are being watched. You specifically are being watched. As all a 16 would get you, but...
Cart, stop the cart, please, stop.
What is the matter?
Everything okay?
I'm sorry. I thought I could do this. I thought I could help you. But he's watching me. He's always watching. I disguise myself. I hide, I run, and I can't. If I stay with you, he will see you coming from a mile away. I wanted to help, but I'm going to get you killed.
He sees everything that happens here. This is not news to us. You being here gives us a better chance. You have power that he does not understand.
Plus, have you seen Selenox? She can take him. He'll be fine.
We are prepared for risk.
What do you want? I know you're scared. You'd be stupid not to be. This is where my grandfather was killed. But what do you want to do? We'll keep you safe.
That is what I promised your brother.
Actually, no, you promised to take her as far away from Barovia as you could.
I never promised that bit. I just said I'd keep her safe.
I want to help you change things. I want to make Barovia safe for everyone. But I think there are ways I can do that without going there.
Like,
For one, you were suspicious of Aragal. I should go back. Keep an eye on him. Assist from the distance.
Until such
You're
time comes back.
I will help him. And that is how I will help you. But you were right about one thing. You should be truly afraid of Selenox. And then Irina is going to take out the Sunblade and pass it over to Selenox. I was never very good with these anyway. I think it's better in your hands.
Thanks. The help from the distance would be appreciated, Irina. You don't need to go back there yet.
You know how to reach me if you need anything done. I can't go back yet. I'm sorry. I can't.
It's okay.
Best of luck.
be safe.
You too.
How far away from Valakai are we?
Half a day.
Half a day. Like through dangerous country, or?
No, not particularly. Not now. You guys have murdered all the problems.
Okay. Alright. I would have sent my twig brigade with you, but we had a falling out. Grew apart. Sorry.
All right. They weren't much for traveling. They like to put their roots down.
Yeah. Well, Selenox gets out a flask. Like, well, cheers, and hands around the flask to help him from a distance.
Every effort helps.
And on that, I think Irina is going to step off the cart and she's going to cast a spell. She is going to cast Phantom Steed to summon herself just the prettiest horse you've ever seen. Just white, flowing mane, majestic. Looks like it should have a horn, but doesn't.
Right.
And ride back the way you came.
You do that. And I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for playing with me, you talented bastards. Guys, an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for this evening and for the season. That is the finale of this season of Midnight in Madness. It has taken us a hot minute because of availability, but we will be back to it next year. We will come back ready and raring to go, probably late January. But I think we need to do, as Bishop Blood points out very kindly in chat, our favorite moments. We have a giveaway going on this evening. If you wouldn't mind typing !ticket in chat, that would put you into the draw to win one of the Troll Lord Games vouchers. $10 at their online store. Could get you something rather fancy. So, we need an ! roll space the number 5 in chat, please. Yeah, I know, right? I've actually written some down today because I didn't want to. 5. That is a Selenox, a favorite romance, everybody. Favorite moments. Well, I think it's gotta be. I'm gonna go for the obvious one. Talking down Bluto, buddying up to Bluto was lovely. And sort of working your way around to getting him to admit what he'd done and why was very, very cool.
I really liked flying out the window to blow off steam. Oh, it was a really cute moment.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Mine was similar. It was Sal reading between the lines of what Smoothie was saying and saying not going anywhere, which was very cute. Also, Rach, if you could check Zoom messages, I've just written something down. Yeah.
Ellie?
Honestly, mine was kind of the same, but at the same time, just the little one-liners of Cell constantly through it, just keeping the morale up, which apparently is the number one law in war, keep the morale high. That was just, every time things got a little too deep, it would just come back up again, just a little.
Favorite self?
I quite enjoyed the little interplay with Smoothie, with the Aragal thing. I don't know, she's usually like a yes man or whatever, but it's fun to play with. Actually that was not we're not what especially after something big has just happened and she's like, oh, it's fine, it's all together, but has moments of less together than normal, I guess. So that was fun.
Absolutely.
On the same page, kind of fun, yeah. Hang on,
I did as you say, she is sort of a yes man. I don't know about that, but she did say I did like her picking up Smoothie for I wouldn't have told him about the dragon skull myself, but it has gotten us this far. You've gotten us this far was a lovely line. Yeah.
To be honest, it was as soon as Rose said it, I'm like, you're absolutely correct. Jack fucked up. However, intelligence is 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
such
like,
a smoothie thing to do. To just
It'd
be
be
like
absolutely a smoothie
overshare the
thing to do.
plan, and
So,
because they're trusting.
Otherwise, I would have
everyone.
clarified and just gone like, can we rewind that? Because the character would have been smart enough to no,
Not
not
do
in this
that.
case.
Yeah,
No. But that's where it's fun, and like because Selenox is usually able to handle those kind of situations in a kind of more tender way, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But like in a raw which like she
Sure.
actually kind of did it in a different way, and that was fun.
I'm
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was.
team Smoothie in that as well, because Josh probably would have made a similar cock up in the eyes of the party.
Right.
As a different character, I've absolutely been called out for that sort of stuff before, but at the same
Right.
time, my response is, well, then you do the fucking talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, lovely. We've had some favorite moments. Now we need a D4 in chat, please. Exclamation mark roll space the number 4. If someone would oblige us. Terrace says top tier enough that I had to stop everything else I was doing. Couldn't even crochet. We got a 3 from the Cal Show. Thank you very much, Cal Show. Alrighty. A 3 would be Smoothie.
Oh, didn't we get a 1 at first?
We got a
I
one
don't think we got a
first.
1. I don't think we got a 1 at
Yeah, we
all.
did.
I think we got a
we
one
did.
first. I can see a 1 there.
Yep. Yep.
Bishop
Pretty
blood 1.
Pretty smart, me.
Yeah.
But that whole characterization was just so amusingly tragic. He broke. It's as
He
simple as that. He's just a broken dude.
Yep.
And it's in everyone's future, I suppose, if it continues, which is very emblematic of the reason why the characters are doing what they're doing. Because, yeah, the guy's mind just snapped. He's just like, yep, gonna dunk a person in the water
Gonna
for
drown a
more
child.
fishies.
That will
You know,
probably appease the
just-
fish.
Like, yeah, it was beautiful. So I like that a lot.
Thank you.
The Crow funeral.
Oh yeah.
Bird funeral.
Yeah. Thank
Right,
you.
that's-
I also just really loved the very straight face of Aragal being like, "Yes, scary uncles, they're a pain." Like, how can you deliver that?
enjoy- With Aragal, I enjoyed. I'm not sure if you were doing this deliberately, but almost the whole time you were Aragal, you had your arm like this. It really worked
wasn't
for
on
him. I
purpose,
really
but
enjoyed
yeah,
it.
he
It was- just every time you do Aragal now, you have to just like have your arm
Just
like
like,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, like that. That's
Display a
Aragal right
bicep.
there.
Sort of
Whenever you-
done speeding. Yeah.
He is definitely like wearing I think of him very Han Solo-esque. There is a black vest, probably no sleeves, like an undershirt, but no sleeves at all. He would definitely shoot first. Yeah.
I have two, and you can't stop me. First of all, Soot not wanting to babysit, adorable, adorable interaction,
Oh.
so cute. And second, making the teddy bear scary looking. I don't know why, that just tickled me. That was so funny.
Very on brand for Blinksy.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Thank you. I liked making Aragal's decision make sense.
Yeah.
The book as Aragal as written is nowhere near as complex, and I like giving complexity and logic to decisions that don't necessarily make sense as written, or as from what I could tell. Like, I had to do quite a bit of looking online to find out a bit more about him, because I couldn't find a huge amount about him in the book. But the consensus doesn't make a lot of sense that he is the way he is. Yeah, I also liked sort of explaining the way the Taroka works, that it's not necessarily the thing that it says to do that actually is the trick, that is actually getting you what you want. But yeah, that detail I quite like. Yeah, splendid. Alrighty. Well, then a 3, and now, because there's only 3 of you left, a 3 would actually mean Esmeralda, so Jack's off the hook for a little while. Ellie cops it. This is what
Pretty
happens when
smart
you point this
mate.
shit out, Ellie. You cop it.
Pretty smart, me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to leave the obvious one, because it was Stella, but we don't need to talk about it just this second.
I'll take it.
Go on, then. You do it.
But like the confessions to Smoothie and the rest, specifically how, and I don't know, I assume because Ellen is very talented that this was on purpose.
Probably.
She used specifically the term Erasmus brought light, and Selenox said the exact same thing about Smoothie a couple of sessions ago, and I would be extremely doubtful if you told me that was a coincidence, because that feels like someone did the research and went,
Yeah.
and I love that. That's that specific moment where you tied that together into a perfect little knot that you put on a chocolate box. Very nice.
I liked such a subtle but deliberate and clever thing, where she called him Little One.
Yeah.
Was lovely. Tara says, I think I took it as it was happening. She literally drowned my Minecraft self because he got distracted by your performance and drowned.
No. Dude, help me.
I'm reasonably sure you can reload a save or something in Minecraft, but yes, excellent.
Yes. Yes,
I've
yeah.
never have. It's something I've never indulged in. Other favorite selves, other favorite peeps.
We could all talk forever and ever about that moment because it was fucking insane.
Yeah.
But I guess
And a
specifically,
slight break from canon as well, actually, just as a point.
Yeah.
I was genuinely worried that the rift could never be repaired. Like, all the attempts at repairing kept failing. And I was like, is this just gonna like be a weird tension for the rest of the campaign? And it may still be tense, it probably will be. But you had such perfect reasoning for doing what you did, and you were so genuine with your explanation that I now get the sense like, oh, maybe we can resolve things actually. And it really helped with the character motivation. Like, we kind of hated Esmeralda a couple sessions ago, but now not so much. It was really beautiful. It was really good reasoning.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've been trying really hard to like not talk about it. So I'm gonna go for I enjoyed, and it's still linked, but I enjoyed the wall that you were putting up until that moment. Like it made the give stronger because you had said no to a lot of attempts to break through before that.
And it takes a very mature role player to hold out for the right moment. With that, because as Rose says, it empowered that moment so much more.
Yeah. Alan is very good at restraint, which I say because I that is my weakness. Like I can talk all day, what it does is it means that when Esmeralda, without fail, when she opens her mouth, you go yes, because it's important. So yeah,
absolutely. Favorite self? Okay.
Apologies, my internet has just left the building.
That's all right. I genuinely thought you were just pulling a silly face. That's why your face was staying still for so long. It's like, she's awkward about being flattered, but no, actually, you've frozen. That's all right. Favorite self?
Actually, I think it was probably the end. Giving Smoothie the duck.
Yeah,
and
that was
just
cute.
The perfect pun. I mean, Emma.
That pun was
Sometimes
great.
you just can't help but give it
Yeah.
up.
That pun was great.
My favorite.
I
I'm
want
glad.
art of it, just like, like that's probably going and then smoothie holding the duck and just going.
Smoothie as duo with Irina. I don't.
At the end,
Hmm.
they were trying when they were saying that she'd be okay.
Oh, right, yeah. Alrighty, well then we need a D2 in chat. Calso says I can walk underwater, but I don't think I can talk underwater, but I don't think I can pull something like Ez did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a team. That is a 2 on a D2. There, Jack. Favorite smoothie moments. I'm going to go right back to the very beginning because it's a very good place to start, and mention saying to Selenox, when was the last time somebody asked you how you are? Good line. Priest and Grandpa talks, says Bishop Blood. That was very nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Another particularly good quote. We are who we are in spite of them. Let's rub it in their faces a little bit.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I enjoyed the reluctance to going into the camp with kind of that connection to your mum. But then when we were coming out of the camp, looking for her, and being disappointed that you didn't find her, I really enjoyed that. Like, yeah, it was underplayed and it was really nice.
Yeah, feathers under the metal, says Bishop Blood as well. That was very good
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, like that.
I did enjoy the back and forth of just Smoothie trying. that was sweet and very much what Ez needed but didn't want.
Yeah.
But it was very, very appropriate and really great.
Everyone went right. I'm not.
I think so.
Yeah. I think I do hope that we get some sort of resolution with the parents, because I'm like, Jack is excited for the drama, but I personally like that there's been
Oh, buddy,
a
it's coming.
possibly unintentional theme to the fact that one, with the way he perceives his god, now with the parents, the PCs are disappearing left and right. And so for him, that little moment with Esmeralda was very significant, because like he and Selenox before, when she's like, I'm not going anywhere, he doesn't really believe that at this stage, because there's no evidence to indicate to him that he's anything but going on a death march, and that he will be alone by the end. Not because he doesn't believe that they can do it, but that it's not in the cards almost, because everything is falling apart. So that moment where he's almost looking for, like, doesn't anyone care in terms of the mother, was very significant for the character. And that little understated moment was just like, oh, cool. Okay. Huh. And it's not true. We know as an audience that's not true. But emotional, left and right side of the brain logic are very different things.
Yeah.
And it's just ongoing and all that stuff. And the only thing I think that's actually keeping him afloat is the lessons that Selenox has been teaching him, which is that, like, you got to put that elsewhere. And he's doing his best. So that was fun.
Which is super healthy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it might just get you through, is the trick.
Necessary.
Like, this is, I was like, I will deal with this when I'm not fighting for my life. Yeah. Absolutely. Excellent. Well, then, all that we have left is to say favorite Rach moments. And so, as may have been, and maybe a little bit obvious, Rach is needing a little bit of a break from the campaign, which is why we have a very logical, reasonable write-out for Irina. However, that does not mean that Irina can't come back whenever Rach feels like it. So... let us have some favorite Rach moments, everybody.
Yeah.
Bishop Blood does have a good one in chat, but I'm going to let the people talk first, Bish. And I'm actually going to let other people talk first. I do as well.
So I'm going to let someone else go first, because I think
Yes.
I've gone first a few times.
Bishop Blood took mine.
Well, you say it then. It hasn't been voiced. The YouTube won't know.
I loved the response from Trish to the message. Like, that was just... Oh.
It's very
Tingly.
messy.
It was metal.
It was
Yeah.
so succinct and said very little, but it said so much about the headspace scriptures in. It was so good.
I'm very concerned.
Yeah. Those cash. And it's not going to do her any freaking good. She is probably 50 miles out. No, probably about sort of 3-4 miles beyond the edge of the crater Barovia used to be, in a lightly forested terrain. So she is not in the Humblewood, but within a couple of days' walk of it. If she wanted to go there, and probably does not. She's also within spitting distance of a village that is completely unprepared for a very powerful adventurer with maybe a little bit of a thirst on her.
Not Sarah! Oh, no.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I've got one. I'm gonna go. The two Vistani I know are very good people.
Yeah. I love that. I got that written down too.
It was almost naive, but not. It was just like because obviously other Vistani, you guys are obviously not the same as. She's heard some stories about Vistani from you guys, but at the same time, just like it was almost a joke, but it was also serious and lovely at once, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah. I can't remember what this is in reference to. I wrote in a good way. Does anyone remember?
I remember that. The message to the little girl in the boat.
Oh yeah, we're coming. We're coming to get you
We're
in a
coming to
good
get
way.
you.
In a good way. And the other, because everyone went right. I'm not stealing anybody's. Ro, did you go?
Ro hasn't yet,
I
but
haven't got
Ro,
it
go.
yet,
Yeah.
no. I enjoyed the reference to the eye and how excited you got about it.
I do love that.
Irina was like, I do love that. I was like,
Everyone else is just horrified.
yeah. I love the juxtaposition of this disgusting thing.
She's
that's
so
just
chipper. I love it.
so
Yeah.
adorable about it.
Yep. The other one I had was popcorn. As in
Yes.
because it's like and this is in no way a guilt trip, Ro. Rach. It's it feels like Irina's just kind of clicking in and just kind of going like, okay, like I feel comfortable now, like popcorn, and I'm just like, oh, she's so cute. So yeah, I'm definitely a little sad to see her go, but it's really, really awesome that you're doing whatever it is that you're going to be doing. We know it's going to be awesome. So
Yeah.
It's funny in that moment. You were like popcorn, okay, and I was like, do we have popcorn in Barovia? Yes, I've decided it's a Barovia, the borough delicacy. And I grew up rich, so I got to have it.
right, never heard of it. Yeah,
It's
that makes
canon
sense.
now. Accept it.
Yeah, no, yeah. For it to be a rich
Yes, ma'am.
bougie thing makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Corn is not super easy to grow in a place without sunshine, so it's probably fairly rare. But popping it doesn't take up an awful lot of space, and then so I think small amounts of heavily buttered popcorn are probably a fancy treat. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah. I also want to shout out the incredible I just can't at the end.
Was
Was
gorgeous.
very, very powerful.
It was so sad.
Yeah. She's also completely right as well. Like, he is watching her.
Oh, yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
Her specifically.
It's
like,
just-
he's aware of everything that goes on around here, but he's actually watching her specifically.
Yes.
Yeah, favorite Rach, favorite self?
I will have to go with the goodbye as well. I liked doing that. That was fun. And coming up with the thought, because it didn't feel right for her to just be like, I don't want to do this anymore. She genuinely feels strongly about getting rid of this guy. But she realized she was a hindrance, so she still wants to help, and her deciding to be like, I am still helping. I'm just not going with you. I'm gonna play support. Felt good. I like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Well, then, lovely folks, that is our favorite moments to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this season. We hope you've had a lovely time. We have. And we will be back next year with the final season, is my intent. Into Ravenloft itself and murderation of a very, very super lovely guy. So we must go away from here now. But before we do that, we need to draw a giveaway and also ask these guys who the absolute heck they have all been this evening. Ro, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Ro, and despite the name, I have little to nothing to do with voting. I am a Bulu-based educator and theatre maker. You can catch me here on Mondays, but not until next year now. You can also catch me over on Jack Squarepeg's channel on YouTube for our Call of Cthulhu themed cowboy adventures. And at the moment, if you happen to be in Perth in the Bulu area, I've got a show on at Melville Theatre Company that is playing this weekend and next, and it's a lot of fun. So check out my Linktree, and there's links to tickets there.
Splendid. Ellie.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
Me.
You're next
Hi.
in the order across
The
the
other
screen.
Ellie.
Baby!
It's me. Ellie B. Yes. I am also usually here, and I guess I won't be except for maybe talk like Josh.
Next Saturday, a
Pirate.
little bit.
Just maybe. Just maybe. Or I will
You're
not be
voting.
playing, so-
Splendid. Well, look,
when I'm
if
not
you're
doing that,
interested,
I'll stop.
there's also Fig could maybe make an appearance in Candlekeep as well. I don't know, or something else. I don't know. It's an
I
option.
want to come back and play with Fig. Talia and Fig
Fig is
was
great.
very cute.
I love
Yeah.
Fig.
Yeah.
Anyway, if there are people here who don't know where Fig comes from, that was my first foray into this. So
Yeah, that's right.
fun.
Yes,
Um,
Ellie has two
yes.
canon characters in the Humblewood, and they are both Jabeen.
And Stabby,
And
apparently.
Stabby. Yes, they are.
Stabby
Jabeen
Jabeen
paladins. They,
everywhere.
Used to be a
Yes,
thing.
when I'm not here, I am also on Jack's channel because
I
it's what we do now. Um,
coach people, yes.
Yeah. I was just
and
thinking that.
yes, and I have other things in the work. I will be talking about those more probably towards the end of the year, if not in the new year.
Awesome.
Hashtag soon.
Very splendid. Alrighty. Jack, who the heck are you?
Hello, everybody. My name is Jack. You can find me on all the social media garbage at Jack Squarepeg, or if you feel like a professional GM, www.dungeonmasterforhire.com.au. If you head over to the Jack Squarepeg YouTube channel, you will see Trouble Over Yonder, a pulp Cthulhu cowboy show. Basically, think Good, Bad, and the Ugly means John Carpenter's the thing. And we are starting a new campaign, which is called A Time to Harvest, which stars Ellie B., my good acting friend Sam Piaggio, who has done roleplay stuff, but this is his first big foray in a big campaign. We have potentially another player that's TBD, and we have Bloodthread Shears, who is her own channel and does stuff. So I will link that in the chat momentarily. That is going to be called A Time to Harvest, which is a 1930 Miskatonic University campaign set in the town of Arkham. Now, if that happens to be familiar to fellow Batman fans, as I show my Batman ring, there's a certain asylum that's named after that town. Yeah, they stole that from the Call of Cthulhu stories. So it's a classic. Arkham is a very old town, and Miskatonic University also has a very notable restricted books section, which Ellen may well want to break into at some point. We'll see. Not a good idea, but her character doesn't know that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be basically lots of horror mixed with kind of like Monster Prom vibes, if you've ever played that game. Like basically a bunch of teenagers trying their best to navigate their interpersonal relationships and potentially, not guaranteeing it, I have mentioned that romance may bloom. So the players are all aware of this. So it's teenage drama meets Call of Cthulhu things, which means nothing will go wrong and everything will be fine. Yeah.
Yep. And Rachel, who the absolute heck are you, my dear?
Hello, my name is Rachel Fukar. I'm a writer, actor, creative trash at large. You can find me on various social media at Rachel Fukar, because the good thing about having a weird last name is that you never have to struggle to get a handle on anything.
Heck yeah.
But the most important thing is that I have written books, 2 of them. My newest book, it's called Hybridize. It's a murder mystery. It's set on the moon. It's like a fucked up cyberpunk future situation. Very Blade Runner-esque, but if people were like sewing shit onto themselves, body modification, craziness. Check it out. And if you don't, I will whisper in your ear that I'm coming to get you, not in a fun way. In a not fun way.
Not fun way.
So, get the book instead. In a fun way. Get the book.
I have the book, but you can come and get me anytime, Rachel.
Thank you. But you're in a fun way. You got the book.
Oh my.
Okay, fine. I mean, it's an 18+ stream. Go for it. I've been Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and watch. I thought straight friends make out, but all right. Hey, look, I could understand it. You're only human. If you enjoy my face, but you think I could stand to tone the voice down a bit. No, the other way around. If you like the voice, but you think I stand to tone the face down a bit, you can check me out in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar, and his little dragon, Crush. And if you do like my face and voice, well, then you should probably come back tomorrow night, because we're doing Baldur's Gate 3, where we will be having the boss fight. The boss fight. Karen has gotten to the end. So we will be trying to finish off the game tomorrow night. That's quite exciting. She is just climbing the tower in old Baldur's Gate. And things are getting heavy duty. And Karen is now in uncharted waters. She doesn't know what's going on. And then Thursday night, Elements and Evil starting back up again. And then, just because I like playing extra D&D, Friday and Saturday we will be having International Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is my annual charity drive. So if you have any spare pennies in your digital wallet, bring them along then, because every $5 gets you in the draw to win some incredible giveaways. We have some presents from the lovely Troll Lord Games, who are also providing our giveaway for this evening. They have a whole bunch of vouchers for us to give away there. The wonderful Roll with Advantage have sent us some extra pretty click-clacks to give away. Crispin Crunch has donated a couple of prizes. Mike Moans has donated I forget how much it was. Epic Encounters, here we are. This thing is... It is a box of minis. It is called... No, that's not helpful. It is...
That's an interesting name.
Strange name.
It's not. It's not helpful at all. There is it's a whole box of minis and STLs as well, for an encounter, basically a large scenic encounter at the Crab Cove, or the Crab Horde, and it's a whole bunch of like mutant crab people, and looks rather cool and groovy, and is worth over £100, which is a pretty hecking amazing present. The fantastic guys at and I will just exclamation mark Mike, because he also gave us a shout out earlier this evening. I imagine he was talking about Talk Like a Pirate Day on his stream. He's a splendid bean. You can check him out at Mike Mike Moans, twitch.tv/Mike Moans. Wooden Forge have given us a Jara Dice Keeper like this to give away. Not this one, because it's mine and you can't have it. But something very like it to give away as well. So there is some incredible prizes to win. Des Raff and AJ Cross from the from Eldritch Scribe, Daria and Nelderberry from Wooten Forge. Daria isn't from Wooten Forge, she's from Elements and Evil. Mike Moans, Ardana, Devon Knight from Rolling Together RPG, Wabberjack Wagon, Max Penguin, Tony Carlstrom, Dreaded GM, Chuck from Trollord Games, Malika Moon, Owen from The Lost Archives, Agent Number 1, Dex from Small Town Creepy, Ellie B herself, the Maharishi, Phoenix Iwaki, Soteris, Zach, and Jess, the Renegade Chicken and the Queen Binch. They are all coming to join us and have some amazing times on the weekend, so we hope to see you all there. Every $5 in the draw puts you in the draw to win one of those fantastic prizes. And otherwise, just come and hang out, because we're going to be having, there will be 3 sessions of 5e, then there will be a Castles and Crusades game, which is a new for this channel. We've never had Castles and Crusades on the channel before. And Small Town Creepy will be running a Call of Cthulhu game, and then Karen and I will be playing Roll Table for 2. So 4 different kinds of TTRPG goodness this weekend, and a butt ton of Humblewood in between now and then as well. Going to be very fun, guys, and we hope you come and join us for it. But I think we need to draw that giveaway right about now. So hope you've got all your tickets in as we close the giveaway and draw a winner. Let us see. Artius wins the prize. Congratulations, Artius. Good on you, you bloody... Oh, Shanos, no! Just missed entering. Never mind. Well, never mind. We will be having a door prize for the giveaway this weekend as well. So even if you don't donate, there is still a chance to win something fun. But thank you very much for joining us this evening, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you this evening. But we must go from here and raid somebody now. And you know what we were talking about, Mike and Agent? I think we'll drop a raid on Agent Number 1, actually. Agent will be playing in Castles and Crusades with me, Owen, and Malika Moon, along with the wonderful Troll Lord Chuck. So we'll drop a little raid over on Agent Number 1. He is just chatting. Today's mission, Davkul awaits. Interesting. We'll find out what that is. So throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell Agent Number 1 where you came from. Show them the love like we always do. And we will see you same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow night for some more Baldur's Gate 3. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Whee!